you do day to day and continue to learn more about those things, but also who are you dealing with? Who are your friends going to be? How does the job work? What kind of procedures are in place? So all of those things are challenging, but they make the change exciting, and I've enjoyed that as well. Was this your first job choice? Well, that is a really interesting question, because I would say that I've wanted to be a marine biologist since I was 8 years old. And when I was 8, I had a very different idea of what I might be doing in my career. And so I love the ocean, I love the animals in the ocean, and I thought I was going to be working much more hands-on at that point. When I went to college, one of the first things they told me was that there were no jobs in marine biology. So I wasn't sure how to deal with that, except to continue to go forward and think, heck yes, I'm going to be able to get a job in marine biology. You can't tell me that. When I got the opportunity to come to the Port of Los Angeles, it was my third major career move. Even at that time, maybe it wasn't my first choice. But now, after being here for 12, 13, 14 years, I think it really is my first choice. I don't think I'd want to work anywhere else. I love the mix of work and life balance. I love being an expert at the port, everything that goes on here with the water quality, and that really appeals to me. So now it is my first job. Did you play any other sports before soccer? I started playing soccer pretty late in life, in my 30s. And so you'd think I would have played a lot more sports before then. I was pretty sporty. I was an outdoors kind of girl. I liked running around. I liked playing tag. I liked playing kickball. I liked to ski. I liked to bike. I liked to do all those kinds of things. But I actually never played any kind of organized sports during school or after until I started playing an adult recreational league with soccer. So never too late to start to find something new that you love in life. Oh, I should have headed that. Do you miss Washington, D.C.? If yes, what do you miss about it? I grew up in Washington, D.C. That was my home until I came out to California for college. I still have family there, so yes, I miss Washington, D.C. And of course, number one is my family that lives there. I miss them a lot. But outside of that, I really miss the seasons that you get in D.C. They're not too harsh, but you do get to see snow. You do get to see a beautiful, beautiful spring where everything's coming out of winter and everything blooms at once, and there's a bush there called azaleas, and everybody has them in their front yards, and it's just beautiful when that happens. How do you check the water quality at the port? I love this question. There are so many different ways that we are able to check on the water quality here. From instruments that you can just dip directly into the water and find out what's the temperature, how much dissolved oxygen is in there, how turbid is the water, how much light will penetrate through it, all of those things that have an impact on the water quality and the things that live in our harbor waters. But if you want to get a little more technical, then you need to take some samples, send those off to a lab, and they have lots of different methods, lots of different instruments that they use, and they can find out things like how much metals are in there, how much pesticides are in the water, how much DDT or PCBs, you may have heard of those, how much of those are in the water. And then they come back with you and they give you all the results. One of the first things I ever learned about how to check water quality when I was a student was a thing called a Secchi disc. And this is a circle, and it's painted in a grid, white and black, and there's a rope tied to it, and you just lower it in the water until you can't tell the difference between white and black. And and then you pull it back up, and you measure the length of distance, and that is the depth of the water clarity. So anyone can do that, and it's a pretty cool way to start to get into know what the water quality is like in your area. Okay, I'm gonna pick that up because that's bad for the water quality. I'm Kat Prickett, and this was my career report. For more information, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, LA City Rec and Parks, and LA Public Works gathered to celebrate the reopening of the Verdugo Hills pool. Completed renovations mean that the pool is now a year-round public amenity for Angelenos.
We're here in the beautiful community of Tujunga in Council District 7, celebrating the reopening of the Verdugo Hills pool.
3, 2, 1.
Please, a big round of applause for our city family. It's really special that everyone here now gets to enjoy this year-round facility with renovated bathhouse, the pool redone, all the state-of-the-art equipment that helps make sure that it's clean and operational and safe. It's a beautiful facility, and I love that it's maintained its architectural history while being modernized and having some of the beautiful amenities that everyone can enjoy.
It's just going to bring so much opportunity for our community members. We're going to have amazing swim lessons, amazing program for both youth and adults. So we're just super excited to have this turn from a seasonal pool to a year-round pool. So we'll have programming here on a year-round basis.
I grew up down the street in the community of Tujunga, and we have the Verdugo Hills, the YMCA. So this is the second edition of a local community pool to the people of Tujunga. This is open, it is free, accessible to the people of Los Angeles and the surrounding community. So we here at the Board of Public Works want to help uplift this pool and make sure that all of our families and our children are able to access the pool.
The importance of swimming pools in communities is about making sure that people learn water safety. We have important swim lessons that are provided here, the exercise and therapy, especially for the elderly population. Sometimes just swimming is much easier on our bodies. So you're talking about much better physical fitness. And let's be honest, we live in the San Fernando Valley. Who doesn't need a swimming pool in the San Fernando Valley? So all of those things are really important. I mean, here we are almost in November and it's pretty hot. I'm almost ready to jump in the pool. So it's just an important amenity for every neighborhood to have access to.
Given LA traffic, you have to acknowledge that school bus drivers in the city deserve an A grade. And it's the California Highway Patrol which examines school buses to make sure that they are also up to standard.
We're at the Los Angeles Unified School District Bus Yard, and we're here to highlight school bus safety awareness.
From San Pedro to Silmar, from East LA to West LA. So we covered a little over 700 miles. These drivers are dealing with all the traffic, the obstacles that they go through on a daily basis, and as you're aware, LA traffic is one of the worst traffics in the country. So due to that, I think it's amazing what our drivers do. We have one of the best records in the nation.
It is the responsibility of the CHP to make sure that school buses are safe. We have to inspect school buses every year on an annual basis. We have special motor carrier officers who do that.
Everything is securely mounted, nothing's falling off.
I'm a motor carrier specialist, and what I do for work is I inspect commercial vehicles for safety compliance. And in school buses in particular, I'm here today to do an annual certification for the school buses, which requires me to inspect it for mechanical, anything from brakes, lights, tires, wheels, suspension, including the interior of the vehicle, which is the seating of those school pupils, emergency exits, child safety alert system, and I'm going to make sure that everything is in compliance with statutory and regulatory requirements.
So in the morning, while all the drivers are doing their vehicle inspections, I walk through the yards, make sure, one, that they're doing a vehicle inspection, which is required by law, and two, if they have any questions to ask.
I take this job serious. I make sure everything is in compliance the way it should be. I make sure that the drivers that are driving these vehicles are qualified to drive these vehicles, and they're not being over hours, and they're not operating these vehicles while they're impaired in any way. So that's part of my job, is to make sure that everybody in this vehicle and around the vehicle is safe.
Being in a school bus is the safest way to get to school. However, the most dangerous moments are when you pick up and drop off the kids. And so we want people who are driving near school buses to remember that if they see that school bus sign fling out and those lights start flashing, they need to stop. And that's not just one direction, that's both directions on the street. If you pass a school bus when that stop sign is out and the lights are flashing, that can result in a large fine, but also can suspend your license for a year. So it's really important, not just to you, but to our community, to be driving safely.
From activities to encouraging movement and developing sporting skills, the city's coaches are key figures in every community. The recent Coach LA Summit saw over 700 coaches gather at LA's Coliseum to keep their own skills up to date.
Today we're at the Coliseum, really honoring our coaches. Over 2 days, we'll be having activities and trainings for over 700 coaches.
I know that the coaches are the backbone of our Rec and Parks facilities. They help raise our children, they help adults stay active, they help our seniors to stay connected. And so anything that we can do to help them up their game helps everyone in the city.
It's a special day because we're kicking off day one with LA Rec and Parks, reintroducing the 3 Bs: be ready, belong, and be better. This is something we've been working along with Nike and LA Rec and Parks with for a few years now. It's a part of a 10-year commitment to helping build a coaching division within LA Rec and Parks.
Coaches are what matters, and so we hope that the information that they get here and all the training that we're going to provide, we want to make sure that they take that information, take it back to their youth, encourage them, motivate them, and let them become better human beings, right? And who knows, they may want to be a coach, they may become that star athlete, but it really starts from the coach. So we're super excited about this event.
Today we're going to have a very interactive training. We're going to have Rec and Parks folks moving around. They're going to kind of get to know each other a little bit. They're going to do a lot of activities.
We broke up into groups and then doing silly activities that kind of get you out of the old mindset of being a little self-conscious about yourself.
We're going to be down in the field for a video presentation on the brain. We're going to talk about how the brain impacts stress and trauma and how it impacts them as coaches, but also how it impacts the kids in the community that they work with.
The first thing I think was very educational was the brain development, the aspect of how we psychologically impact the development of each child's brains.
Coaching is important. Coaching matters. Your coach can be your first real adult friend, it can be your first real adult relationship, but it can also be the person that sets you on the right path. And if we take coaching more seriously, the more we'll impact young people through activity, movement, and sport.
It's just inspiring. It's inspiring how people care, and what it comes down to is the strength of the Rec and Parks department. It's every coach, every rec center, every director, they all care.
The growth that you see with the kids in the program and how you impact their day-to-day, it actually changes you as an individual.
sport is important. It can be such a healer for young people, and that's what we're all about at CSGS, but we need coaches to do it properly. We need to be intentional about how we impact young people, and that's why sport is so important, how coaches are going to actually help build youth sport to be this healing property that it can be, especially for the kids in LA. They've been through a lot over the last few years, from COVID to fires to ice raids. We need sport and movement. We need our kids out and moving and having a good time. Coaches are going to be the ones that do that for them. We're going to be the ones that help coaches do it the right way.
So if anyone wants to join us and become a coach with the department or have their children join the Play LA program, please visit our website at laparks.org.
The LA City Emergency Management Department states that fire season is year-round in Southern California and reminds Angelenos to be aware, prepare, and stay safe. Wildland area communities are urged to take extra precautions as wildfires are often fueled by dry vegetation and high winds. In case evacuation is necessary, the Ready, Set, Go program is designed to protect you with the 6 Ps. Keep in mind, people and pets, payment cards and cash, papers, prescriptions, pictures, and personal devices. For more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, LAWA, recently held its aviation career days at Los Angeles International Airport and Van Nuys Airport. LAWA works with business and community partners to give local students the opportunity to explore careers in aviation. The career days featured airlines, law enforcement, construction firms, flight schools, and commercial aircraft, which were open for viewing. In addition, students who visited Van Nuys Airport were able to see the firefighting Super Scoopers. According to LAWA, the events saw close to 2,000 high school students take airfield tours, engage with experts, and learn more about careers in aviation. For more information, visit lawa.org/news-releases. The Los Angeles Zoo is celebrating the birth of a new baby orangutan, the first at the zoo in almost 15 years. The Bornean orangutan, a boy, arrived on October 10th and can now be seen with mom and dad at the Red Ape Rainforest. According to the zoo, orangutans have the longest interbirth interval of all non-human primates. They care for each infant for 7 to 8 years before another is born. The International Union for Conservation of Nature considers the Bornean orangutan to be critically endangered due to climate change and habitat loss. For more information, visit lazoo.org.
Saluting the veterans, the Los Angeles Fire Department spotlighted its members who are also Marines. For Veterans Day, we meet Nicholas Darcy, who wears 2 uniforms, serving as both a firefighter paramedic and a U.S. Marine.
So I definitely take great pride in wearing both uniforms. I didn't think I would still be in the Marine Corps after 24 years. There aren't very many of us on the fire department that are still actively in the reserves. In the Marine Corps, I'm Master Gunnery Sergeant Nicholas Darcy. I've been in the Marines for 24 years now. Did 5 years active duty, been in the reserves ever since. And then on the fire department, it's firefighter paramedic, and I've been on the fire department since 2007, so about almost going on 19 years. And right now I am assigned to disaster response section with the urban search and rescue. I grew up in Castaic, a little town outside of Santa Clarita, and being outside as much as I did kind of gave me the reason why I wanted to become a Marine. So I default to Operation Iraqi Freedom because that's most memorable of my deployments, obviously going to Iraq. In Iraq, we were doing convoys, a lot of convoys. We were doing a lot of protection of diplomats, the ambassador, generals, stuff like that. Through Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, our other missions that we did was shipboarding. We probably boarded a dozen ships that were suspected Al-Qaeda ships, and we would search them with other branches of the military and deem who was a terrorist and who wasn't, and then just escorting ships through very dangerous waters. As far as how it impacted me, I would say it gave me a great appreciation and deeper love for our nation, our military, and deep down pride of what I was doing and, helping people. So Marine Corps definitely sets us up for success. What we do in the Marines is very parallel to the fire department. We're working as a team, following orders, respecting people's experience above me. The fire department and the military is not about age, it's not about rank per se, it's about your experience as well. And there's many people out there that, have a lot to learn from. So bringing that over to the fire department was just natural progression. And then just the fire department, it's such a great organization. Working in LA, working for LAFD in particular, I couldn't ask for two better careers, two better paths, and they take great care of me. I mean, the fire department allows me to do this. If it wasn't for the support of the Los Angeles City Fire Department, I wouldn't be able to even maintain this career with the Marine Corps. So Veterans Day, for me, goes back to way before I was in the Marine Corps. My grandfather, he was a Pearl Harbor survivor. He was at Pearl Harbor when it was bombed. So when he passed away, between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, those holidays mean a lot because we've had an interesting history in America as far as, how each veteran has been recognized and how our, the public perceived them. And, we've had times where they were heroes, and we've had times, that people weren't recognized as well, like Vietnam era. So if you know a veteran, whether you thank him or just give him a pat or a hug, they do appreciate it, especially the older veterans that, might not have felt that love when they got out of the service. For me, showing that love and respect and honoring those people that came before me and the ones that are still serving, and teaching my children that respect, it means a lot to me. And, I hope that, everybody else can show, them that respect.
Continuing our salute to veterans who are members of the city family. While he now works as an LA Police Department motorcycle officer, Enrique Monreal reflects on his time in the U.S. Army and how his experiences there shaped his appreciation for his work now.
I knew I wanted to be a police officer, but I wasn't eligible since I was only 18 at the time. I had completed high school, went to college momentarily, but I found it rather difficult at the time. So I knew that the police department had mentioned how it was paramilitary, if you will, so I thought to join. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I joined the Army in 1999 when I deployed to Afghanistan in February of 2002. After the attacks on 9/11, a lot of that training that I had gone through, I was able to not only work alongside some very courageous individuals, it also taught me loss, because unfortunately, that was the first time I had experienced a loss of a comrade, Sergeant Stephen Checo, who was my team leader. The realism of that event had always instilled in me a importance to camaraderie and realistic training, as well as to live every day as if it's your last. Well, I joined the police department in 2011, and I think I share this with a lot of other police officers, where it's a calling that dates back to when you were a child, perhaps. Joining in 2011, I found myself in the career that I truly always wanted, becoming a motorcycle police officer. Veterans Day is a chance for those who perhaps need resources, or those who just need a pat on the back, or even just recognizing our soldiers and sailors, airmen, as well as our Marines and Coast Guard, to be recognized for their service.
Our Veteran Spotlight moves to the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, where Janice Quinones is both Chief Executive Officer and Chief Engineer. Her leadership experience was enhanced through her service as a commander in the U.S. Coast Guard.
My military service in the Coast Guard has been instrumental in who I am as a leader. Serving the community of Puerto Rico, being a Puerto Rican in the U.S. Coast Guard was extremely humbling and a very proud moment. We're an island, so the ocean, the shoreline, all of the vessel traffic, that all is managed by the Coast Guard. And so I have a different connection outside of just being a resident, really understanding the importance of marine vessels into the economy of the island, the protection of the systems, the ecosystem, and also managing emergencies. Being in the Caribbean, we were hit with multiple hurricanes, earthquakes, you name it. We managed almost every emergency in the book. So the Coast Guard is a very small service. It has less than 40,000 active duty members. It's smaller than the New York Police Force. And because we're small, we get to do a lot of different things. I was a direct commission engineer, so I was able to commission as an officer because of my engineering background. And I started my career doing engineering inside one of their big boats, like 400-footer boat. I was in the engine room and also in the electrical division and just running the systems, the main propulsion and the electrical division, all of the generation. I also did emergency management for most of my career. So I was in the fire team for the helicopter operations. I was managing fire repair lockers for main space fires on the ship. I was working with large teams in Deepwater Horizon to clean shoreline after the oil spill. And the last deployment was the Operations Allies Welcome, which was when the Afghanistan left Afghanistan. And I had to create morale welfare teams. I had to create an education system so they learned the language, they learned how to assimilate to the culture in the U.S., managing abuse of humans like kids and women. And so every assignment was something new to learn and something new to do. Overall, the Coast Guard's always here to do a good job and do a good mission. And I think that every day that I woke up, I was very proud to wear the uniform because what we were doing mattered in a very positive way. It just keeps adding to who you are as a human and as a professional, right? So coming in DWP, understanding our maturity and emergency management and how do we get the department ready for climate change and the things that we're seeing. We know that emergencies are coming more frequently and with higher impact, and so emergency management of the past has become our new blue sky operations and trying to get our organization to be ready for whatever comes our way while we still have big goals like LA 100 clean energy transition, 70% local water, and managing day-to-day operations. Veterans Day is a super important day to recognize the sacrifices of all of the service members that have some pay the ultimate sacrifice to defend our Constitution and our freedom. In the U.S., most veterans are volunteers. They chose to do this. They weren't mandated to do this. And without them, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we experience here in the U.S. So it is a really important day for the people to recognize the importance of the service members and for the service members to feel very proud and honored for their service. I would say to all my veterans, thank you for your service. I am very appreciative for your sacrifice, and I hope that you remember the good stories.
In this week's featured story, it's the largest Veterans Appreciation event in LA County. The community lined the route in Laurel Canyon to pay tribute to veterans past and present at the San Fernando Valley Veterans Day Parade.
This is the 22nd annual San Fernando Valley, really it's Los Angeles Veterans Day Parade. It is the only Veterans Day Parade in the entire city.
This is our opportunity to thank the men and women in service of our country. My father was in World War II. We cannot celebrate our veterans enough.
When we came home, I'm a Vietnam veteran, we came home and I wouldn't even wear my uniform. So when they do this for us, I guess it's like therapy.
Having
having this parade here in the San Fernando Valley is important is because we're home to one of the largest concentrations of vets. That's a big deal.
They have veterans of every war going back to World War II. In fact, there's at this parade, there's a gentleman who's 100 years old who's a World War II veteran who still comes to this parade each and every year. So this is a way to honor them and to say thank you for your service and to say your community honors you. And that's what this is all about.
I'd like to honor David Gonzalez, Medal of Honor recipient in World War II.
The Veteran Parade has been something near and dear to my heart. I served 9 years in the Marine Corps. It's just always an amazing opportunity to sit here and see the community rally behind us veterans, getting that support, feeling the love. And it's very important that we continue to do this.
This is a treasured tradition in our community, and while we were almost impacted by budgetary impacts, I made sure to put the money in place so that we could keep this tradition going another year.
So thank you to the men and women of our armed forces for your selfless service. We honor you today and each and every day.
I appreciate the city for showing their effort and showing their thanks to all the veterans. It makes me happy to see that.
Like some of my colleagues, I'm the son of a veteran during the Vietnam era. My father was in the Air Force, and I always think about how we need to be honoring those who gave us the freedoms that we enjoy today.
To our veterans who are out there, they should know that they're not alone, that they do have elected officials that are here to advocate for them. And if they have any questions, contact your city council members, and we will help you connect with the departments that you need access to.
In this week's Things to Do, skate into the holidays at the Pershing Square Ice Rink. All roads lead to the LA Auto Show and dig into a composting workshop. All this up next on Things to Do.
It's the coolest event of the holiday season. Chill with LA City's Department of Rec and Parks at the Holiday Ice Rink in downtown Pershing Square. Kick off the season on Thursday, November 20th at the official opening with on-ice performances, followed by the annual tree lighting ceremony. Enjoy outdoor skating fun with friends and family at the Holiday Ice Rink through January 11th, 2026. Head to Pershing Square for the Holiday Ice Rink opening on Thursday, November 20th at 5 p.m. For more information, see the events section at laparks.org. The city gets revved up again for the LA Auto Show, beginning on November 21st at the Convention Center. This is one of the world's largest and most prestigious car shows, with more than 1 million square feet of exhibits and interactive displays. Get up to speed on all the developments in the auto industry and enjoy special presentations throughout the show. It's car culture all day, every day at the LA Auto Show from Friday, November 21st to Sunday, November 30th. For show hours, special ticket prices, and more information, check out laAutoshow.com. On Saturday, November 22nd, learn more about composting and urban gardening with LA City Sanitation and Environment. This free workshop will teach you how to turn kitchen scraps and yard trimmings into a nutrient-rich supplement for your soil. The composting workshops are taught by a team of rotating green waste specialists. The event includes plant giveaways and raffles, with each participant getting a plant to take home. Head to Lopez Canyon Road in Sylmar for the Home Composting Workshop on Saturday, November 22nd at 9 a.m. For more information, see the upcoming events section at sanitation.lacity.gov. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
Planning for emergencies is smart, but does the family emergency plan include pets?
Scheduled meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Friday, the 14th day of November in the year 2025. Public comment for this morning's meeting will be taken in person in this chamber. Madam Clerk, let's get our proceedings started by calling the roll.
Yes, sir. Blumenfield, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Gerardo, Lee, McCosker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 11 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes of November 12, 2025.
Councilmember Nazarian moves. Councilmember Park seconds. What's next?
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Price moves. Councilmember Lee seconds. Can we run through our agenda?
Yes, sir. Mr. President, would council like all items to go forthwith today, sir?
Yes.
And there is also a request to continue item number 1 to December 2nd, 2025, sir.
All right, without objection, that'll be the order.
Item number 1 is the item notice for public comment. Items 2
And I'm sorry, item 1 is the one we just continued?
Yes.
Got it.
But item 1, it was noticed, but
Got
it
it.
was continued. Items 2 through 5 are items which public hearings have been held. For item number 5, the Public Safety Committee report has been submitted for council consideration and is available online under council file number 25-1276. Item number 6 is an item for which public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration, sir.
All right. Any specials members? Councilmember Yaroslavsky?
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to call 2 special for comments.
Okay. Mr. Price?
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from item 6 because my wife's previous employer has worked with one of the organizations listed on the project.
All right. Any other specials members on my left? Mr. Lee?
President, I'd like to ask if we can call number 5 for comments.
All right. Number 5 for comments. Mr. Nazarian, 5 for comments. All right. Any other specials members? Councilmember Hernandez, I see your name up here. Nothing. All right. Madam Clerk, what items are before us?
Mr. President, council may now vote on items 3 and 4, sir.
All right. Let's open the roll on those items. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
All right, we need sound down here for the record. All right, what's next?
Items called special, then that would be item 5. Public comment has been satisfied, and that was item 5 was called special by Councilmember Lee as well as Councilmember Nazarian.
All right, and then we had item that was called special by Councilmember Yaroslavsky for comments?
Yes.
Can we take that one first and then 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. Item 2 was called special by Councilmember Yaroslavsky and for comments.
Okay, Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Colleagues, this is a historic moment. For the first time in Los Angeles history, we are voting on a motion about everyone's favorite topic, menopause. This is apparently the first time the word has ever been appeared in the council file system. It took us long enough. Last December, this body became majority women for the first time. Some of you have a little time before this hits you. Others of us are right in the middle of it, and I want to tell you it's not a walk in the park. A hot flash during a council meeting is an unforgettable experience. Half the population goes through menopause, yet we still treat it like it's a secret. And part of the reason is that the medical community is only now starting to acknowledge that the female body is not an off-brand version of the male body. It is a real, distinct biological system that deserves its own research, its own training, and its own standards of care. Meanwhile, people have been pushing through symptoms at work, losing sleep, struggling throughout their day, and staying quiet because they worry the topic will make someone uncomfortable. This motion is straightforward. It asks for a report back on how the city supports its workforce, leave policies, supervisor training, basic accommodations, nothing dramatic, but these are meaningful steps. Other cities around the world are already doing this. London, for example, is leading. Places across Australia, other cities in the United States. If we want to support women throughout their lives, we need to talk about this stage too. I appreciate everyone who helped bring this forward, and I look forward to the report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Yaroslavsky. I've got Councilmember Hernandez. You're on the queue.
Yes, Council President.
I want to uplift some of our friends from the Trans Latina Coalition who are here with us in chambers today.
Hold on, Councilmember, hold on. Let's get a vote on this. I thought you were speaking on this item.
Sorry,
My
no.
apologies.
Thank you.
But good to know. All right, so let's open the roll on item number 2, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, now we'll have a special announcement from Councilmember Hernandez.
Great, thank you, Council President. Today, Councilmember Hutt and I introduced a commendatory resolution to formally designate November as Transgender Awareness Month in the city of Los Angeles. This month serves as a dual purpose. It is rightly a time to celebrate the resilience, contributions, and history of the transgender community. It is also a time of reflection because we're missing people. We're missing the lives lost to hate. We're missing the siblings lost to violence and those lost to the slow violence of health disparities. We mourn them, we say their names, we fight for them, and we love them. And in Los Angeles, fighting has a name, Bambi Salcedo. You have turned, as you say, pain into purpose, and I love you deeply, my friends, and I'm grateful that you're here with us. The work that Trans Latina does is something that speaks to my heart every single day, and however I can't always be a vehicle to support and help, I will always do that, because the work that you do keeps our loved ones alive. And I am internally grateful for everything you do for the fight against everything. When the world is against y'all, as we saw in the last presidential administration when they were running, how the hate was just avalanche towards y'all. I want you to know that you are loved, you are a priority. Los Angeles is not Los Angeles without y'all, and I want to be a vehicle always to help you. And so I also want to thank Councilwoman Heather Hutt for standing up always and stepping up for this community. A few acknowledgements. We have Queen Chela Demure, founder and executive director of Unique Women's Coalition, serving Black trans women and community members based in Council District 5. We have Gender Justice LA, based in Council District 1 in Lincoln Heights, and the Black and Brown Trans and Queer Youth, and the Black and Brown Trans and Queer Youth leading all the services. Resources with Somos Familia Valle throughout Northeast San Fernando Valley communities, all over the city, all over the county. In 2025, as various jurisdictions nationwide consider or enact legislation that seeks to restrict the rights and dignified existence of the TGI community, Los Angeles must and will be a leader if I have anything to do with it. We need to fund the wellness centers. We need to fund housing solutions, and we need to hold people accountable. I call on every Angelino, do not let our support for trans siblings begin and end with an applause for a resolution. Organize, show up, donate, speak out, and put your bodies on the line to support and keep our families safe. Thank you all so much for everything you do. I love you very deeply, and thank you, Councilwoman Hutt. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to my colleague, Councilwoman Hernandez. I just want to add to uplifting the transgender community. While we celebrate progress, we must also acknowledge that transgender individuals continue to face disproportionate barriers in housing, employment, healthcare, and personal safety. These inequities call us, especially those in public service, to act with intention and compassion. Transgender residents are educators, they're artists, business owners, first responders, parents, and they are our neighbors. This contribution strengthens the cultural, economic, and civic fabric of our city. Our city is committed to fostering an environment where every resident can live authentically and without fear. That includes ensuring access to inclusive services, upholding civil rights protections, and modeling respect in every interaction. We extend our appreciation to local organizations, advocates, and allies who work tirelessly year after year to support transgender individuals and advance equality. Transgender Awareness Month is not only a celebration, it's a call to deepen our understanding, challenge harmful narratives, and stand up for the dignity and humanity of our transgender neighbors. With this proclamation, we reaffirm our city's commitment to equality, safety, and respect for all. We stand proudly with the transgender, gender-expansive, and intersex community today, this month, and every month. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for joining us, and know that this council stands with you. Okay. All right. Next, Madam Clerk, we'll move to item number 5.
Yes, sir. Item 5 was called special by Council Members Lee and Nazarian.
All right. We will lead off our discussion this morning with the Chair of our Public Safety Committee, Councilmember John Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to invite Deputy Chief to come sit at the table. Colleagues, I rise today to urge your support for Jaime Moore to serve as our next Los Angeles Fire Chief. Earlier this week, the Public Safety Committee heard directly from Deputy Chief Moore about his vision, priorities, and deep commitment to strengthening the department and serving our city. It was clear to all of us on the committee that he is not only ready to lead this department, but that he has a clear understanding of where the department stands today and what it will take to move it forward to better serve our city tomorrow. Chief Moore's nomination comes with a broad support, obviously from the Mayor's office, the members of the Public Safety Committee, but also, and perhaps most importantly, from the men and women of the Los Angeles Fire Department. The people on the front lines every day believe in his leadership and in his ability to guide this department into the future. We have before us a nominee who is prepared, trusted, and ready to lead. I respectfully urge an aye vote so we can move the department forward with stable, experienced leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Lee. Councilmember Rodriguez?
No, I can go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Good morning, Council President, members of the City Council, and distinguished guests. My name is Jaime Moore, and I'm a proud Angelino. I was raised in the Mar Vista and Venice area. I have deep roots in this city that we love so deeply, which is why it is a tremendous honor to sit before you today as the nominee for Fire Chief of the Los Angeles City Fire Department. Growing up in Los Angeles shaped who I am in every way. It grounded my values, it strengthened my empathy, and taught me the importance of serving others with both courage and compassion. As a proud Mexican American who is fluent in Spanish, I also came to treasure the vibrant diversity of the city and its residents. For more than 60 years, my family has owned and operated 5 restaurants throughout Los Angeles. Those restaurants have served generations of neighbors, families, and more than a few firefighters along the way. Working alongside my mother, my aunts, my uncles, and my cousins taught me lessons that I've carried my entire life. Taught me that hard work matters, that people matter, and that real service comes from the heart. After graduating from UCLA with a degree in sociology, I joined the Los Angeles City Fire Department in 1995 at the age of 25. For the past 3 decades, I've had the privilege of serving this city as a firefighter, as a captain, battalion chief, assistant chief, and deputy chief. Along the way, I earned a master's degree in Emergency Services Administration from Cal State Long Beach and completed the National Fire Academy's Executive Fire Officer Program. Those experiences in the field, in the classroom, and in leadership have prepared me for this moment and deepened my commitment to the people of Los Angeles. The past year has been one of the most challenging in our city's history. The Palisades fire tested every part of our organization and took a heartbreaking toll on our residents and on our firefighters. Yet through it all, the men and women of the Los Angeles Fire Department stood strong. They worked tirelessly, often under unbearable conditions, to protect lives, homes, and our communities. Their bravery and professionalism are a reminder of what this department is all about. I want them to know that I see them, I stand with them, and I will continue to stand up for them. At the same time, I recognize that we are at a crossroads, not only for our department, but for public trust. The media attention following the January wildfires has raised real concerns, both within our ranks and across our city. I understand these concerns. I believe that addressing them openly and honestly is essential for restoring confidence in our leadership. That's why I fully support Mayor Bass's request for a thorough independent investigation into the department's response to the Lockman's fire. Transparency and accountability are not just expectations, they are obligations. We owe it to our members, we owe it to the people we serve. We need to review and examine our response, management, and mop-up operations of this incident. We must use those findings to make us stronger moving forward. I've also taken the time to review the 42 lessons learned and recommendations that were outlined in the Palisades Fire After Action Review. As Fire Chief, I will ensure that each one is revisited, evaluated, and acted upon. My goal is to verify that what has been implemented meets the highest standards and that every outstanding recommendation is addressed and completed. Accountability begins with following through, and that responsibility rests with me. Working closely with the members of this City Council and Mayor Bass, we will also pursue several key priorities that reflect our shared commitment to public safety and operational excellence. Those include strengthening our readiness for major disasters, including pre-deployment and staffing, preparing for global events on the horizon, such as the FIFA World Cup in 2026 and the Olympic and Paralympic Games in 2028, improving morale and nurturing a culture of respect, inclusion, and teamwork within the Los Angeles Fire Department, integrating members of our fire department into the communities we serve, which starts with LAFD members at all ranks becoming more involved in community activities, ensuring that our firefighters have the resources, the staffing, and the support they need to succeed, and expanding innovation through technology, data, and modern tools that will enhance both safety and service. As Fire Chief, I intend to rebuild trust, not only with the public, but within the LAFD itself. That means leading with honesty, open communication, and respect for every person who wears this uniform. It means listening to our members, empowering them to lead, and making sure that every firefighter and civilian feels valued and supported. My mission is straightforward: to strengthen our connection with the communities we serve, to enhance our preparedness and resilience, and to ensure that Los Angeles Fire Department continues to work towards being a model of excellence and trust. Together, we will modernize our operations, invest in our people, and continue to protect this great city we all call home. Los Angeles has given me everything: my career, my purpose, and as you see behind me, my family and friends. I love this city deeply, and I'm committed to ensuring that its fire department continues to make every Angelino proud. I look forward to working with all of you, with Mayor Bass, and the extraordinary men and women of the Los Angeles Fire Department to move this department forward, and we're going to do it together. I want to thank you this morning for allowing me the opportunity to speak before you, to lay out my priorities, and I'm deeply grateful for your time, the trust you've bestowed in me, and your partnership over these years. I'm ready for any questions, sir.
Thank you so much, Deputy Chief. We'll begin with Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Chief. I want to make a point about among the experiences that you've had, not just in this department, when you neglected to say and talk about and informing members of this body is the work that you did in training the next generation of firefighters when you were at Rio Hondo. I've had the privilege of knowing you for many, many years, and the body of work that you've led and exemplified, not just as a member of the department, but even preceding you joining the department. And I'm grateful for that history and knowledge because, of course, my father's work alongside with you. And so I want to congratulate you and your family, because I know the tremendous sacrifice that's involved in being a member of this department. But I want to thank them for committing an even greater sacrifice in the role that you're about to embark upon now. I am so delighted to see our former Fire Chief Bamatri and his beautiful wife Liz here to celebrate this moment with you. It's an important one, not just for you and your family or for the members of this department, but for this city. Because as you indicated, we're at a very difficult inflection point. And it's not just about how you lead this department, but I've watched bad politics undermine this department. And what I hope is that we can truly be a city that supports the needs of the men and women of this department, but also, more importantly, that you as the leader of this department will ensure that every missed opportunity is a moment to speak truth to power, that we can all respond in those moments with the support that you all need, to be honest about how we modernize and how we ensure that every member of this department is heard and respected for any experience that they might have. That is all of our collective responsibilities. And that will ensure that the public truly does feel heard and cared for by the members of this department. So I'm here to be in partnership with you. I want to continue to thank and express my gratitude to the men and women of this department because, like you, it has given me a great deal of experiences in my own life. And I know how much sacrifice and heartache and challenges, I know what we've all been going through over the last year. But I look forward to being a partner with you and all the members of the department to make sure that every part of this city, doesn't matter what zip code you're in, has a deep connection to the men and women of this department, but most importantly, that you all have the support and the resources that you deserved and that no one gets thrown under the bus for speaking truth to power at a time when we need to speak truth to public safety. So God bless you and your family, and thank you for agreeing to serve in this role.
Thank you, Councilmember. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Councilmember Blumenfield. No?
Sorry. I just wanted to add I'm just so excited and supportive of you. I've gotten to know you for many years and the work, and you know the Valley, which is always a big plus for having a chief. Chief Moore, I feel like I've heard that before, but it has a nice ring to it. And just wanted to say I have full confidence in you, and I've just seen the great work that you've done over the years in really every aspect of this job, whether it's the leadership aspect, but it's the understanding about preparedness, which I know is something we both share as a value, and I know that that's something you're going to make sure that we as a city are even more prepared, because we know the emergencies are not an if, they're a when, and they're ongoing. And that's a big part of the job, is to have that vision, to see that, and to get us prepared. So thank you for your service so far and for your willingness to step up in this role, and I look forward to casting an aye vote for you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember.
Councilmember Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Chief, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your service, the commitments that you and your family have made over the years. It's certainly been extraordinary. And I, too, joining the chair and thanking you for coming before the committee earlier this week. I think your responses were honest, were open, and demonstrated that you really do want to engage everyone in this problem-solving process. As we all know, there have been some damning articles that appeared in the LA Times recently about the department. I recently saw that the rank-and-file text messages have been subpoenaed as a part of the Palisades prior investigation. What do you plan on doing to maintain transparency with the council, at the same time working to mitigate any further misdirection from the department?
Councilmember, thank you very much. And yes, those articles are alarming. The idea that our members may have spoken up and felt that they weren't heard or weren't listened to is an enormous concern. And that is why I'm going to demand transparency and support Mayor Bass's recommendation for that review of that fire itself, the Lockman incident. And from that, we're going to learn lessons and make changes that we've already implemented that came out of the Palisades after action review. 42 of those, and I believe we have about 13 that are left outstanding, but I'm going to review every one that has been considered completed. But then I'm going to take the recommendations that we get out of the Lockman fire and make sure that whatever change needs to take place takes place. And also work with our membership and train them and teach them through my own leadership to be better listeners, to actually hear what our members are saying, to bring value to the training that they have, so that we never, ever have that ever happen again, if it's deemed true. And in the meantime, we're going to support the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms investigation into the incident and do everything we can to make ourselves better.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Price. Mr. Nazarian.
Thank you, Council President. Chief Moore, I very much look forward to working with you. I do not have any questions. I think the work itself is loaded with questions on a daily basis, and you're going to be stepping up to a very demanding time with everything that's gone on this year, as well as the opportunities that lay before us with next year's World Cup and the Olympics coming up. So I just wanted to take a minute and say thank you to your family and your wife for also, it's one thing to have worked and become a veteran, and in your 30th year, your family wanting you potentially to slow down and take some trips that you held back on. So as someone who has a very supportive spouse who works very hard herself, but also supports me to be able to do the things that I want to accomplish. I just want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for being here. Today's a wonderful day. Days following today might become a little bit more challenging. Just know that you need to offer your father, your husband, the support needed, because there's going to be a lot of weight on his shoulders. As on behalf of myself, my office, and my constituents, you served as Commander of Operations for Valley Bureau. We know you. We know the knowledge you bring to the work, the commitment and the empathy, and I very much look forward to working with you. And I very much appreciate one other point. The sentence, I may be embellishing or paraphrasing, accountability starts with me and continues with my follow-through. Simple, straightforward, but extremely meaningful to me, because that's what gets to the heart of making sure public service is accomplished. So that constant, urgent sense of following through. I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Nazarian. Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President and Deputy Chief Moore. Thank you. You will be glad to know that I don't have any questions for you today. But I do want to thank you on behalf of Council District 11 for your appearance this week at Public Safety Committee to discuss your vision for the department. I had some very tough questions for you about January 7th, what happened and what didn't happen, and what steps you're going to take to restore trust and faith, which has been badly broken in our city and in our departments, but more importantly, the steps that you're going to take to ensure that what happened on January 7th doesn't happen in any other community in Los Angeles. You didn't shy away from my questions, and I appreciate that you answered them thoroughly and transparently. You have the trust and support of your members, and I do believe that you will fight for them. We need your leadership, and we are all counting on you to speak truth to power, to rebuild that trust, and to modernize a fire service that has been left dangerously behind the times. Chief, I know we have a lot of work to do, but I am incredibly proud to work with you, and I'm gonna roll up my sleeves to help you in this department in every way that I can. I look forward to voting for your confirmation today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Councilmember Park. Councilmember Hernandez.
President. Hello, Chief.
Good
Very
morning.
excited to have you here with us today. And I know that we've been talking about the fire and we've been talking about trust and building that up. But I want to talk to you about our firefighters and paramedics. I have visited my fire stations a handful of times each. I have 11s. I also have Men's Central Jail and Twin Towers in my district, MacArthur Park. All these areas are taxing on our firefighters and paramedics. And I hope that we can work together to really figure out how we meet their needs. Because in conversations that I've had with those members, our firefighters and paramedics at the station, is that something's gonna break. We are beyond the straw that broke the camel's back. They're tired. We as a city can and should do and can do more things to support them. And I just want you to know that I look forward to working with you and building that partnership to see what we can do to support our firefighters and paramedics. The number of calls have gone up drastically. The different types of calls have gone up and expanded. And I fear for when an incident happens, what that will look like, what that load will look like on our firefighters and paramedics. So I just hope you hear that I can't wait to work with you on this. Because we won't be able to rebuild that trust. We won't be able to build that confidence up if we are not taking care of those members who are the ones responding to all the calls every single day. And so I look forward to your leadership. I'll be voting yes as well. And however I can be of service to help you with that, please know that I'm willing to do that. So thank you for stepping up.
Thank you, Councilmember. And if I may comment real quick, you downplay the number of times you visit your fire stations. I know how involved you are. The word gets to me, and they appreciate your visits. I appreciate you carrying their message because I understand they are overworked. And that's why, as a department, we are looking at other resource models to be able to provide that support to them. Things like the Circle Van and our medical response, the unarmed model of crisis response to help with our behavioral health issues and the homelessness issues. They've proven that they're working. Now we just need to take them throughout the department and support those so we can support our members and give them the break they need.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Hernandez. Councilmember Padilla.
I'm also going to be voting yes, naturally. I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to add, I'm going to copy Mr. Blumenfield and say I want to add my voice to the chorus. Because there's two things that are very important to me in leadership. It's dedication and work ethic. And I just wanted to put it out there that I've seen your work ethic. I've seen your dedication in the short time that I've been here. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you for everything that you've done in coalition with my office to get some serious attention to the Sepulveda Basin. I'm looking forward to how we continue to address the things that are needed there, from the vegetation clearing and maintaining the wildlife spaces there with your department, because from what we saw weeks ago, it really was the fire department that does that best. So please know that I'm looking forward to the work, and I'm also looking forward to making sure that you guys get all the resources that you need in order to maintain the basin, because while there's fires everywhere, in my district, that's the one that is consistently needing of your assistance. But with the work that we started almost 2 years ago now, it's much better than it has been, and I know that together we're going to make it better. So thank you again. I'm looking forward to this confirmation.
Thank you, Councilmember Padilla. And I think what you said highlights exactly how important our relationship from the fire department is with all the council members. We will partner with all of you. Those of you who have had the opportunity to work with me in various capacities, either in the Valley or in South Bureau, You know my work ethic, and I will carry that forward, and I'm sure that my bureau commanders, my assistant chiefs, battalion chiefs, captains, members of the fire stations will continue that type of effort, because it takes all of us working together with your support. And I want to thank you, Councilmember Padilla, because you heard the voices of the people of Encino, and you supported our efforts in trying to address their concerns. And without your support, we wouldn't have made as much progress as we did, as quickly as we did. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief. And of course, we're very familiar with you and your time in the South Bureau. I believe you have an invitation on your desk to the tree lighting,
yes,
where you help bring snow to South LA for our Christmas tree lighting. But you've been a good example for the best of what a public servant can be in this city. And lots of people look at you, people that you don't even know are watching, are looking at you and using you as an example for who they can be to their city, to their community, and to their neighborhood. So again, thank you so much for your service. And with that, we'll go to our Public Safety Chair to close.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, as you can see, we have someone before us who is not only qualified to be our next fire chief, not only because of his understanding of the department, but because of his understanding of where this department needs to go. I always appreciate when we find someone in their respective department that rises to the top, because that shows their commitment not only to that department, but to our city as well. Deputy Chief Moore deeply cares about our city, and I strongly urge your aye vote to help make him the next chief of the greatest fire department in the world. Thank you, Chief, for being here today.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. Madam Clerk, we want to, this feels special, so I'm going to ask you to call the roll and do a voice vote on this one.
Oh, yes, sir. Blumenfield?
Blumenfield, aye.
Hernandez?
Aye.
Councilmember Hutt?
Aye.
Councilmember Lee?
Aye.
Councilmember Nazarian? Councilmember Padilla?
Aye.
Councilmember Park?
Aye.
Councilmember Price?
Aye.
Councilmember Rodriguez?
Aye.
Councilmember Soto Martinez?
Yes.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky?
Yes.
Council President Harris Dawson?
Yes.
12 ayes. This matter is adopted forthwith, sir.
Excellent. Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you, everybody. Very humbling.
All right, Madam Clerk, what's next?
Mr. President, presentations are next, sir.
All right, we will have a presentation now led by Councilmember Lee.
Yeah,
Good morning, colleagues, and good morning to everyone joining us today. Earlier this week, our nation observed Veterans Day, which is a time for us to pause and honor the men and women who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces. While the official day was earlier this week, the meaning behind this celebration does not fade. Our gratitude to those who have served doesn't fit neatly into a single day on the calendar. It's something that we should carry with us every single day. Veterans Day is about reflection and appreciation. It reminds us that the freedoms we enjoy were earned and protected by generations of Americans willing to sacrifice for something greater than themselves. These are people who stood up when duty called, who served with honor, and who came home to build the communities we live in today. Here in Los Angeles, we are fortunate to have many of those heroes living among us. Their names are not just in history books. They're our neighbors, our teachers, co-workers, and our public servants. Many continue to serve the city long after their military service has ended, whether it be through civic engagement, volunteerism, but for some, by putting on a different uniform. Some of our veterans chose to continue that mission by joining our police and fire departments, serving again, this time protecting the citizens of Los Angeles. Whether it's responding to emergencies, running toward danger, or lending a hand to someone in need, they embody the same values that guided them in their military service: courage, duty, and selflessness. Today, I want to recognize one remarkable group that represents the continued spirit of that service, the Los Angeles Fire and Police Veterans Association. Can we have a round of applause for them? This association brings together veterans from both the LAPD and LAFD who share a lifelong bond through service. They support one another, honor their fallen, and give back to the communities in meaningful ways. Their dedication reminds us that service to others isn't a single act, it is a way of life. So please join me in welcoming the president of the Los Angeles Fire and Police Association, Adam Van Gurpen. Adam?
All right, thank you, Councilmember Lee. We're very honored to be here today. There's long been a need to have a Veterans Association that represents our public safety. So this has been formed for about a year now, and thanks, Councilmember Lee originally introduced a motion officially recognizing our association, so we're very honored to have that. Many of our veterans don't know about their disability benefits that they're entitled to. They don't know how to apply for them. And this is, we want to reach out to not only our firefighters, but our police officers, and help them to realize all the benefits that they're entitled to. We want to help them and their families. When veterans get deployed, we want to make sure that they're taken care of, that their families are taken care of. And we also are all very involved in the community. So we were just recently celebrated the Marine Corps birthday, and yeah, we had a great turnout from the Marine Corps birthday, and we're looking forward to participating with the Veterans Day Parade next year. And we're just very honored to be here, and we're happy that we have our own association. Firefighters and police officers, we like to take care of our own, but our veterans have not had a voice for a long time. So we're very honored, very proud to have a voice for our veterans, and thank the council member for recognizing that.
Next, I'd like to introduce Max Barron, United States Marine Corps and Secretary for the Los Angeles Fire Police Veterans Association.
Thank you, Councilmember Lee. We started this organization to ensure that benefits can reap the most of their Veterans Administration benefits, but also to help with recruitment efforts by the Los Angeles Police Department, the Los Angeles Fire Department, to recruit more veterans and fundraising for that. So I think Adam hit everything on the head pretty well. We're just here to make sure we take care of our veterans that are serving in the Los Angeles Fire Department, Los Angeles Police Department. We look forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. And then now I'd like to close out by introducing John Stuhlman, United States Marine Corps and LAFD veteran who unfortunately lost his home in the Eaton fire.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's my belief this organization is going to help not just the younger members, but the older members navigate their veterans benefits. When my father came back for the second tour in Vietnam, he was discarded, and he didn't receive the benefits he deserved. I was fortunate to have a Los Angeles policeman mentor me, and I'm doing much better than my father, and I'm going to try and pass that on to not just our younger members, but our older members. Thank you for your time.
So as we close out this week of reflection, I know many of us have our own veterans we brought in to honor and sing praise to. But before I open up the floor to everyone, please, can we everyone join me in giving another round of applause to the Los Angeles Fire and Police Association. And in recognition, I'd like to honor, signed by the entire council, this proclamation of appreciation for everything that you do.
All right, Mr. Lee, we have a handful of members, a good amount of members on the queue to present their veterans, and we'll begin with Councilmember Padilla.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm proud to join and thank you, Councilmember Lee, for your leadership and being the one to get this conversation started today. I want all of us to remember that Veterans Day is not just a day off, but it really is a time to recognize those who have served. So thank you again, Councilmember John Lee, and to everyone who has been in service and shaped our nation and strengthened our communities. Today, it is my privilege to recognize a remarkable veteran whose life work and embodies commitment, courage, and continued service. Colonel Terry Lee's military career began in 1961 when he enlisted in the U.S. Army. And then, over the course of almost 5 decades, he built an extraordinary record of service. He completed advanced trainings across 13 Army schools, including the U.S. Army Airborne School and the U.S. Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center. And he served overseas with distinctions in Panama and Vietnam. His heroism in Vietnam led to his nomination for the Distinguished Service Cross and the awarding of the Silver Star, one of our nation's highest honors of valor. He also earned the Purple Heart, Meritorious, might say that wrong, Meritorious Service Medal, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Medal, and countless additional commendations that reflect both his excellence and sacrifice. You can see it in his uniform today, right? But Colonel Lee didn't simply serve, he led. And after retiring from the U.S. Army as a sergeant major, he dedicated himself to the California State Military Reserve, where he has now served for nearly 4 decades. He has held roles that help lead roles, and this is my favorite part of his story, that shaped the next generation of military leadership. His leadership has strengthened the training, preparedness, and integrity of countless soldiers in the Army, Air Force, and maritime components of the California State Guard. And yet, what truly stands out about Colonel Lee is that his commitment to service did not end on the battlefield or within the military. It continues to serve every single day here at home, and specifically in Council District 6 at the Sepulveda Basin. His investment in our youth is incredibly important to me, and I am proud to recognize the work that Colonel Lee does to give back to our youth. As you can see, he brought his alumni. Can we give a round of applause to his alum too? In 1985, he founded the Explorers Post at the Van Nuys Armory. giving young people ages 14 to 21 an opportunity to learn the discipline, leadership, and that community service is just as important for this career pathway. 40 years later, he is still showing up for these young people. And as you can see, they're showing up for him. Because of his mentorship, students have gone on to attend West Point, Annapolis, the Virginia Military Institute, and colleges and universities across the country. Many have pursued careers in public service, the military, and community leadership, carrying forward the values he instilled in them. Colonel Lee also served as an adjunct professor, teaching junior reserve officer training courses and preparing young adults and for meaningful futures rooted in service, responsibility, and integrity. His influence can be seen in classrooms, families, and multiple things throughout the San Fernando Valley and beyond. Today, we honor his more than 50 years of military service, but I also want to, as I mentioned, highlight that his explorers and previous alumni were honored to know that they were coming here to City Hall and be able to celebrate him. So, while he's not just a veteran, I emphasize that he is a mentor, an educator, and a community builder. Colonel Lee is someone who shows us that service is not just a chapter of life, but it is a lifestyle, a lifelong commitment. So today, we are grateful for that his work continues to shape the next generation of leaders who will protect, guide, and strengthen our community and our country. So Colonel Lee, on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, and specifically the 6th District, where you've taught not just at the Armory School, but at some of our high schools, we are excited to thank you for your bravery, your leadership, and the legacy that you continue to build. So we present to you this recognition on behalf of the City of Los Angeles. I hope you like it.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Padilla. Now we'll go to Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, Council Member Lee, for taking the baton and continuing this great tradition of honoring the men and women who have served in our armed forces during times of both conflict and peace. As the proud daughter of a U.S. Army veteran myself, this day carries a lot of personal significance. But today I have an opportunity to spotlight my friend, Jim Cragg, who served for 30 years as a lieutenant colonel in charge of a unit in the 1st Forces Command. He served multiple tours, including deployment in Afghanistan. But like so many who have served in the armed forces, Jim's commitment to service did not end with his time in the Army. He's continued to go above and beyond, not just in his service to our nation, but through his efforts in the aftermath of the Palisades fire. There really are no words to truly capture what he's done for the community since that day. Jim wasted no time in activating the Palisades American Legion into a fully functional resource center, bringing together city agencies and connecting the community to critically needed services. He oversaw all aspects of its operation, making sure the doors were open every single day with people at the front desk, food and supplies readily available, and even hugs when that's what people needed most. At a time when everything was shut down and nothing was available, somehow Jim made miracles happen. He's continued in his leadership role since those first months, moving from Fire Support Center to now helping establish the Long-Term Recovery Group, which is providing detailed case management services to some of the most vulnerable community members impacted by the fire. Jim, I want to personally say thank you on behalf of a grateful city and especially a grateful council district for always answering the call of service. Your compassion and leadership and your relentless spirit are a model and an inspiration to all of us. So it's an incredible privilege to get to honor you today as my distinguished honoree as we celebrate our past and current active duty members. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilmember Park. Go to Councilmember Price.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, Councilmember Lee, for again leading us in a tribute to our men and women in service. We appreciate their contributions. Today, I'm fortunate enough to recognize a veteran who not only has made his mark serving our country, but also serving our community. I mean, literally, every day. Josue is a business owner, restaurateur, and South Central local. His restaurant, The Pasadita, is a phenomenal Peruvian Mexican joint in CD9 that serves hundreds of locals. What makes Jose so special is that he's a former Marine, and he served for almost a decade, right? Joining in 2016. Now he's transitioning to civilian life. He's running the great neighborhood spot inspired by his mom and family. Specifically, Josue's mother and brother Oscar have been with him throughout this culinary journey. His mom still cooks food from her homeland back in Lima, Peru, filling each dish with love and a mother's touch. Their menu is amazing. You can get anything from lomo saltado y bistec a la pobre pollo.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, a la plancha, and more. Even more. La Pasita truly caters to the community. Every day, working folks come through to eat, to meet and greet. The doors are always open, especially if you need a quick bite to eat. Josue has served beyond anyone's capacity, both fighting for our country and serving the people with a home-cooked meal. For all those of us in CD9 and the city of Los Angeles, we are grateful and we salute you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Price. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you. Colleagues, well, first of all, I want to thank Ms. Padilla, Ms. Park, and Mr. Price. Josue, you're not a former Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. That's the correction I had for you, Mr. Price. And happy 250th birthday, Marine. Ura. It's, thank you. You know, I really hope that next year we spend time honoring all of the respective, each of us had an honoree, but unfortunately, the scheduling wasn't permissive to allow them to come. So I'm hoping that we'll actually be able to do this in advance of Veterans Day. But it doesn't matter because every day is a day for us to celebrate. But I hope that we will be afforded the opportunity to bring in all of our respective honorees because there are so many men and women that are deserving of the recognition at this time. On Tuesday, we had the annual San Fernando Valley Veterans Day Parade, and I want to thank my colleagues, Ms. Padilla, Mr. Blumenfield, for helping to close the financial gap at a time when the organizers were shocked by a bill from the city. You know, these events are critically important to help honor and celebrate the immense contributions that all of you have made and we continue to benefit from in your service. I'm the proud daughter of a Marine who also, and I wanted to thank Adam Van Gerpen and the organizers from the fire department and police department that are actively working to ensure that our veterans that have continued their service to our city will be afforded the benefits that they're deserving of. My father, after serving in the Marine Corps in Vietnam as an green card veteran. He was not a citizen. He earned his citizenship as a result of that service. And sadly, we're living in a time where many of these same veterans that served without citizenship are being denied their citizenship and are now being deported. So I'm proud to have introduced today another motion to build on the initial $250,000 that this council approved that I fought for in the last budget. I introduced a motion to secure an additional $250,000 so that we can protect the veterans that are deserving of their citizenship that this federal government has denied. So I want to thank you all for your service and know that the work sadly continues in the wake of the treatment that so many men and women who have sadly not been granted their earned benefits. We continue to be in partnership with you all to ensure that that work and that sacrifice was not in vain. So thank you, Semper Fi, and God bless you all. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Councilmember Hernandez. Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez. Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you. Thank you, Councilwoman. We have a graphic coming up. Thank you, and thank you, Councilwoman Hutt. I wanted to take a moment to highlight a phenomenal honoree today. Unfortunately, Mr. Leroy Mosley is unable to attend as he is undergoing dialysis treatment. We're sending him all our love and wishes, the best wishes for good health and a quick recovery. We also thank him for his service to the country as a member of the U.S. Navy, and you'll see there's a picture of him when he was serving many, many years ago. Our deepest gratitude to him. I also want to uplift a veteran that we have in this space with us here today, Jeff Jacob Berger, Legislative Director with Council District 3, served in the Army. And so we are blessed with the presence of a lot of folks who have fought for our freedom, fought for our ability, my ability to say anything from the bully pulpit. So I'm eternally grateful. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Hernandez. Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Lee, for making sure that we do this on our Veterans Week. As a proud daughter of a veteran that served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War, it brings me great pleasure to honor Sergeant William De La Rosa. And his wife. He began his journey as a Marine Corps recruit in the depot at San Diego in 2000. And from that moment, he sought to become a U.S. Marine. After completing combat training, he went on to Naval Air Station Pensacola and then Camp Pendleton, mastering the highly technical and demanding fields of weapons, navigation, communication systems for, I'm going to try and say this right, is it Huey?
Yes.
Okay, for Huey and Cobra helicopters. As an aviation electrician with Helicopter Squadron HMLA 775, he played a critical role in supporting multiple Joint Task Force drug interdiction missions that protected communities here at home. In 2004, he deployed to Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom II, serving bravely at Al-Taqaddum, did I say right?
Close enough.
Okay. Al-Qaeda and the Korean Village, providing essential support to both ground and air operations in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. He concluded his service in 2007 with the rank of sergeant, carrying with him the respect of his fellow Marines and the gratitude of a nation. Today, we thank him not only for his skills and bravery, but for his steadfast dedication to duty. Sergeant William De La Rosa currently is with Los Angeles Police Department, and I just want to say on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, we honor you, we thank you, and we salute you for your service to our nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Hutt.
I also have staff with me that served in the Marines, and that's Ricardo Carlos. And so I got a veteran with me every day.
All right. Thank you so much, members, and thank you, Mr. Lee, for continuing this tradition here in the council. I'm proud to present as the honoree on behalf of District 8, one Patricia Garcia. She is a community member, a child of South Los Angeles, attending Manual Arts High School. And while it should not matter, I do want to point out that Patricia was born in El Salvador and is an immigrant to the United States, but is as American as any of us, and served in the United States Marine Corps. She enlisted in the Marine Corps after Manual Arts. That's right. A big round of applause. Happy birthday to the Marines again. Patricia enlisted in the Marine Corps after her time at Manual Arts High School, left military service and went on to Cal State Fullerton and then Southwestern Law School, and now is a active attorney in our community, defending those who need defending and offering legal services throughout our community. Her story is so exciting to us because it's so much a part of the legacy of this city, of South Los Angeles, of women in the military, of immigrants in the military, and obviously folks from our neighborhood. So with that, on behalf of District 8 and a very grateful city, we want to honor Patricia Garcia on Veterans Day in Los Angeles City Hall.
Highness.
Mr. Lee.
Mr. President, it came to my attention there's someone that we work with every single day who is a hero walking amongst us and has served in the United States Navy, our very own from the CLA's office, hiding behind this pillar, Josh Drake. Josh, we have a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Lee, and thank you to all the members who joined us today. It looks like we've got some guests in the back that I want to acknowledge before we go out. You guys had such a perfect line. John Lee, Mr. Lee.
Oh. Today we have guests from Magnolia Charter in Northridge. Everyone wave. A round of applause.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the City Council. All right, Madam Clerk, what's next?
Next is another presentation. That would be Councilmember Yaroslavsky's presentation.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, each November, communities around the world observe the World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. We honor the people who lost their lives or suffered serious injuries on our streets. We hold space for their families who live with that loss every day. But it is also a moment for us, particularly here in Los Angeles, to face a hard truth. Los Angeles is failing to protect people on our roads. Remembering victims without changing the conditions that kill them is a choice. To honor someone who died in a crosswalk or on a bike and then sit still while the same dangers remain is unacceptable. We know this. Last month, a hit-and-run driver struck a member of my staff as she crossed the street with her dog. She survived serious injuries after spending almost a week at the hospital. Her dog did not. Her recovery is long, her grief is real. This harm reaches into every corner of Los Angeles. It affects colleagues, neighbors, and families who never expected to carry this kind of loss. We know what works. We know which streets kill the most people. We know how to redesign them. We know which tools reduce speeds and prevent crashes. And Angelenos desperately want us to do that work. It's why 65% of voters approved Measure HLA a year and a half ago. But HLA did not have a funding source attached to match the scale of the problem, and the city has never meaningfully invested in street safety. Lives depend on real investment in safer streets, not one-time patches that fade when budgets get tight, which we know they often do. Every number in our traffic fatality reports represents someone with a name. A grandmother in Century City killed while walking with her husband 3 weeks ago. Tanya Perry, a Metro bus driver, killed 2 weeks ago while she was on her break in Eagle Rock. A parent, a child, a worker on their way home, a mom walking her daughter to school. We all get the reports from LADOT, and every time our hearts sink. So many of these deaths are preventable. This is a public health crisis that demands urgency and leadership. The city adopted Vision Zero in 2015, pledging to eliminate traffic deaths in 10 years. That 10 years is up, and yet our numbers have gone in the wrong direction. Traffic deaths are up too. From 2017 to 2021, the number of deaths climbed 20%, and the number of crashes between a vehicle and pedestrian that resulted in death or serious injury climbed 53%. The high injury network covers a small share of streets in the city of Los Angeles, but is responsible for the most loss of life, and we still have not delivered the level of engineering and enforcement that the network demands. Vision Zero will never succeed without real funding tied to a clear work plan. And we know that there's a disproportionate number of these high injury network roads in poorer communities across our city, which makes it doubly unacceptable. I'm committed, as I know many around this horseshoe do as well, to pushing for these structural changes, stronger Vision Zero work, better street design, and dedicated funding that puts safety first. Councilwoman Hutt is going to be speaking next if she's here. Oh, you walked up while I was speaking. Okay. I missed you. I'm sorry. Councilwoman Hutt. Councilwoman Hutt to make a few remarks.
Oh, that's the way. You can see me, huh? Thank you so much. I want to thank Councilmember Yaroslavsky for shining a light on this important day. Today, we stand together as one community to remember the lives taken from traffic violence. This is something that we know far too many people have dealt with in our city. The theme for this year's Day of Remembrance, Remember, Support, Act, shows us that reflection without action falls short, and that support without systematic change still leaves us vulnerable. That's why, as a city, we must push for safer streets and equity in our transportation system across the board. As the chair of the Transportation Committee, I'm proud of how the city has created relationships with community groups like Safe Streets for All and Biking While Black to bring real change to our city. This work must be done with people whose boots on the ground are related to the issues. And I want to thank them for all the advocates who continue to fight for safer streets. We must be proactive, not reactive, when it comes to traffic safety. That's how we safeguard lives. Across the city, we're working hard to make neighborhoods safer and more pedestrian and walker-friendly. That's why it's important that we support initiatives like the Bayona Bike Path and Ciclavia that allows us to get around without the need for a car and change the narrative that cars are more important than people. And let me tell you, as long as I continue to serve in this seat, the city will continue to work hand in hand with our communities, public safety teams, the transportation department, community leaders, and affected families to continue to make the streets safer. We will remember the lives cut short. We will support those who survived and carry the weight of the loss. and we will act by pushing urgently for evidence-based safety measures, effective street management, and new approaches that make our public streets genuinely accessible for everyone. Today is not just a day of remembrance. It's a powerful call to action where we collectively transform our grief into purpose and our shared loss into irreversible catalysts for safer streets. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hutt. Colleagues, it's now my honor to welcome leadership from Streets Are For Everyone, SAFE's Executive Director, Damien Kevitt.
Thank you, everyone. Hello. I know most of you have worked with a lot of you. I appreciate being up here, and on behalf of the staff and volunteers of Streets Are For Everyone, some of whom are here behind me, I appreciate that we are honoring this World Day of Remembrance. But let's be real, this is not a celebration. In the city of Los Angeles in 2024, there are 302 individuals who lost their lives due to traffic violence and thousands more who were seriously injured. If you look across LA County, that number tops 711 lives lost and nearly 10,000 seriously injured. SAFE, along with a dozen other state, local agencies, nonprofits, and some family members who have lost their loved ones, will be remembering each and every one of those 711 lives lost across LA County in 2024, across the street at Caltrans Plaza on Sunday, starting at 12 p.m. You will find 711 empty chairs displayed, each with a yellow rose placed symbolically to represent each person who won't be with their families this holidays due to traffic violence. I think it's ironic that we are here today on the year that LA City's Vision Zero program had previously set the goal to achieve 0 traffic fatalities. 302 is not 0. While I don't think anyone ever honestly expected to achieve 0 in only 10 years, it was a goal and a target worth obtaining. You are all well aware of the shortcomings of Vision Zero thanks to a comprehensive audit that was released earlier this year. Those failures were documented in the audit in black and white. Those failures translated to more blood on our roads by those who have been injured or killed due to preventable, and the key word is preventable, traffic violence. So on behalf of the staff and volunteers of SAFE, on behalf of all of those who've lost their lives, who have been seriously injured in the last 10 years, I urge each one of you to please rededicate the city to the principles and strategies that have made Vision Zero policies so effective in saving lives in other cities. This is not an easy thing to do. It's sometimes not popular. I don't think any one of you ran for office because it was easy to do. You ran because each of you believed you could make the difficult decisions to make things better and to save lives. So on the eve of World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims, I urge each of you to do that. Make a difference, make things better, save lives. I call on the council to formulate and adopt new comprehensive Vision Zero plan that addresses each of the failures of the previous Vision Zero policy. I call on each of you to direct the city's agencies to take the sometimes hard steps needed to prioritize the lives and safeties of those using our roads, because there is no reason why people have to be at risk of dying on our roads just because they are walking or bicycling or driving to and from home or work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Damien. I'd like to turn it over to the council president
Yes.
before closing.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Yaroslavsky. We've got a few members on the queue, beginning with Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Councilmember Yaroslavsky and Hutt, for bringing these folks in. And Damien, it's good to see you. And, you know, I want to thank you for channeling your own experience and turning it into action through your advocacy and your partnership We first met because I had a stretch of Foothill Boulevard where there had been 6 traffic deaths, vehicular and cyclist deaths along a stretch of Foothill Boulevard in 6 months. And there were installation of protected bike lanes and a lot of street treatments that were done. And as you know, much to the resistance of members of the community that said it wasn't necessary. The other part of the conversation that we forgot when we talk about the victims of these incidents are those that are the drivers whose lives are forever changed as well because of the unintended accident that occurred that took someone's life. And we saw that happen on that stretch of Foothill when we did the Finish the Ride. There are families on both sides that are affected and friends that are affected by these tragic incidents. And I want to thank you for helping to educate members of the public about the incredible importance of this work. I'm really proud, as we were talking about earlier, I'm very proud to have extended even more protected bike lanes in my district, because where there's a will, there's a way. From the nearly $100 million or over $100 million of state funding that I worked with the Department of Street Services to secure for active transportation grants, there are other means, not just looking at our own city budget, to help ensure that we are creating safe pedestrian and bicycle access on our streets, because we all have to coexist. I'm very proud to represent a part of the city that is frankly very pedestrian and bicycle transit oriented, very heavily dependent upon that. And so it frankly makes it a no-brainer to start introducing the kinds of street calming measures that are important to creating a safe coexistence. I always say it's not just, for me, it's not just the pedestrians and the cyclists, but I also have equestrians. And I have to create a safe space for all of them to be able to coexist on these roads. So I want to thank you for your advocacy and for your work and partnership with my office. I look forward to doing our version of the Northeast Valley's Tour de France in our area. But again, thank you for your advocacy and your work and your partnership. I look forward to continuing that work together.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Rodriguez. Councilmember Blumenfield.
Thank you, Woman Yaroslavsky and Hutt for bringing this important presentation. Damien, everyone from Streets for Everyone. I just think this is so important that we remember our road traffic victims. You know, citywide, we're almost at that frightening point where citywide we're going to have more traffic deaths than we do homicides. We passed that point a long time ago in the Valley. In fact, we are almost double the amount of traffic deaths by traffic violence versus homicides in the Valley. And in my district, you're much more likely to be killed by traffic violence. That is a shameful statistic on many grounds. In fact, a couple of years ago in 2018, a Reseda High School student named Sebastian Montero was killed bicycling in my district, and we went out together, and that prompted me to start the city's roadside memorial sign program that allows the victims to be remembered, but also includes a safety message on those signs. It's just to try to raise awareness about traffic violence. But we need to do better. You know, Vision Zero was a great vision, a very great concept, but we have not lived up to that. And as you've all pointed out, there are a lot of reasons for that, but my hope is if we redouble our efforts here on the council, there are very practical things that we can do. And of course, chief among them is funding the infrastructure that's needed to keep people safe. So thank you so much for bringing this forward. Thank you all for your consistent advocacy on this issue. And I yield back the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Councilwoman Hutt and Yaroslavsky, for bringing this forward and your leadership on highlighting this issue. My district has many high injury networks, and I remember my first year in office, I met a young man, 29 years old, whose mind and body was completely shattered and broken when he was hit by a car riding his bike in the southern portion of my district. And I'm grateful to you, Damien, as well, for all your advocacy and leadership. We've been working together in Angelino Heights, trying to bring in more Safe Street infrastructure and working towards expanding green space there while adding Safe Street infrastructure. It's something I look forward to, and I know that we're going to get across the finish line, even if it takes us a little bit of time. But grateful for all the advocacy you all bring up, because we need it. We need to keep hearing what an issue this is and how it is a priority for our communities and how we're losing people. And people are getting hurt and their bodies are being broken. These are investments that we need to make, and so keeping this at the forefront is helpful for us when we have to make decisions around the budget and the Department of Transportation and investments in safe street infrastructure. This is public safety. When we think about public safety, it's big, and this is a big portion of it. So I'm thankful for you all and your leadership on this, and thank you, Council President.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Hernandez. Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Thank you so much, Council President. Councilwoman Yaroslavsky and Hutt and Damien, thank you so much for coming here and continuing to highlight this very deeply urgent issue, right? When we hear that there are more deaths due to traffic violence than homicides, we don't act with that same level of urgency. Every time Council President does an adjourning motion, many times it's because of traffic violence. Councilmember Price, Councilmember Hutt, it's about traffic violence. And if we zoom out a little bit and look at it from a historical lens, is because those communities were redlined many years ago. They did not receive the same level of investment. That means they did not get the same level of infrastructure, and it happens more likely in poor Black and brown communities. And in my district, I'm very, very happy that I've worked with you, Damien, and many other advocacy groups for putting in a 2.1 miles of protected bike lane, because we were not going to prioritize someone's convenience over someone's lives. And we get a lot of complaints that it's slower to go down Hollywood Boulevard, and that which council member did that. And what I always tell people was that was the point, because the number one factor of deaths is the speed of the car. If you look at everything else, it is the speed of the car. And so yes, it was to slow down the traffic on purpose without sacrificing any of our public safety infrastructure. So we have to have these uncomfortable conversations. We have to continue to bring forward the many people that are dying every single day on our street, because we have to do something. And I agree with Councilmember Blumenfield. It's not just about saying that, but it has to be reflective in our budget. Measure HLA passed with 66% of the citywide vote. They are asking us to do this. And so I hope when we come to budget season again, that we come and we fight for folks that are being hurt every single day on our city streets. And again, it's not just an issue of safety, but it's also a race issue, racial equity. And guess what? It's also good for the environment. So we're hitting a lot of boxes when we do this. So thank you so much for bringing this again. And we continue having these discussions, and hopefully we can change the city for the better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Soto Martinez, and thank you, Councilmember Yaroslavsky and Councilmember Hutt, for bringing this issue and keeping it in the forefront. One little data point that I think people always find shocking is South LA is the epicenter for homicides, especially by guns, in the city of LA, really in the county of LA. Every year I've been on this council, traffic fatalities have exceeded gun deaths. Every single year. And the gap is getting wider because we're actually figuring out how to get in front of gun violence. And those numbers continue to plummet. But the sticky number that stays the same or goes up, unfortunately, is pedestrian deaths and traffic-related deaths. And so there really isn't a more important issue that we face as a council and as a city is figuring out how we get around in a way that lets us all get around. And those of us who have to walk, those of us who have to ride a bike, and those of us who are on public transportation and private transportation. So every time this issue is raised, I think it's important for us to highlight it. So thank you for the opportunity to do that this morning and throughout the year as we make policy for this city. Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, colleagues. Again, I want to thank you, Damien, and your team for all the work that you do. A big thanks for continuing to push us to do better. We need to do better. I think you've heard that reflected around the horseshoe today. We're working on it. For real, we're working on it. And in closing, I just want to thank everyone who continues this important work. Crash survivors, families, safety advocates for ensuring that remembrance is matched with resolve. This concludes our presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our guests and advocates that came to support us. All right, now we're going to have a presentation by Mr. Bob Blumenfield.
Yeah, not so much a presentation, but we had the veterans presentation already. Come on up. And there was a little confusion about whether we could bring our folks up or not. And my veteran, Eric Lace, was in the audience, but didn't realize he could come up. So I wanted to take a quick minute. I won't revisit the whole thing, but I have an amazing individual here, Eric Lace, along with his amazing wife, Jill, who he served our country. He joined the Army intelligence, military smart guy already, we know that, but he joined military intelligence, served in Okinawa, Japan, and served our country. But he is also someone who's not only served our country, but he serves our community all the time. He was one of the founders of the Winnetka Neighborhood Council. Both he and his wife are so active in our community, not only in the chamber, but also in our schools, doing human resources, and has just been so involved in education as well. That is just an amazing individual. I'm not going to revisit the entire veterans presentation, but just wanted to thank you for giving me a moment to acknowledge the service of Eric Lace and our veteran, who's also wearing his Wings Over Wendy's hat because he's active involved in that as well. So let's give Eric Lace a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blumenfield, and thank you for hanging around for a while so we could honor you and get a good photo and acknowledge you today as a part of our Veterans Day recognition. Madam Clerk, what's next?
Mr. President, public comment is next, sir.
All right, if we can prepare for public comment.
Yes, Mr. President. To people providing public comment, when it's your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have, in cases today, you'll have 1 minute per item. That's up to 1 minute max, because the only item that's noticed for public hearing is item number 6. You can also have up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, you can speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. So again, once you get to the podium, if you could let us know if you want the item plus general public comment or just general, it would be helpful. I have a couple more announcements. If I could have the interpreters make this first one aloud to the room, please. If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Si usted requiere interpretación en español, por favor haga pausas entre algunas de sus oraciones para que el intérprete pueda interpretar.
Don't worry, we will pause your time while the interpreters are interpreting, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else. Thank you.
No se preocupe, vamos a detener el reloj mientras que el intérprete interpreta. De esa manera tiene la misma cantidad de tiempo que todos los demás. Gracias.
Additionally, if you've already requested an accommodation under the ADA with the clerk's office, or if you would like to request one in order to use the handheld wireless mic, please, once you hear your name read aloud, raise your hand so that the sergeants at either side of the council chambers can provide you with that wireless microphone. Finally, in order to help us run an efficient public comment period, we would ask that you please wait until you hear the name that you signed up under called aloud before lining up. So if you have not done so and you would like to provide public comment, please sign up at the kiosks in the back. Once you hear the name called aloud, you can line up on your left-hand side of the council chambers in any order. Thank you.
I will begin by calling the following names: Sylvia Candida Centillo, Manny P., Bambi Salcido, and Edith Narvaez.
Good morning. Do you want general public comment and the item?
Sir, I would like item 6.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1
And-
minute for general.
And
Go ahead.
public comment. Item 6, I'm going to do in honor of Mr. Eric Previn, who passed away last Saturday, along with Mr. Serrano, who passed away a few months ago. If they were here, they would have spoken out on that issue. Again, Mr. Eric Previn, thank you for being someone who
So
was
can we,
fighting for this
can we
country.
pause this time?
Anyway,
I
let's
understand
move
you're
on
trying.
to public comment.
There you go. You have 1 minute. You can talk about it there. Go ahead.
You know, how about that rain? I was going to talk about the rain and how it's, Porter Ranch is safe for another couple of weeks. But then when I was here and I was hearing about safe streets, and I think about the same area in Old Porter Ranch where almost every month there's somebody that crashes into a lightning pole, someone who runs into a wall, and yet this council does nothing. So, what was that, Lord? Oh, the Lord asked me to ask you folks, what the hell's wrong with you? That you guys know of something that is so dangerous, a place that can catch on fire, and yet you do nothing. What is it that you have invested in seeing Old Porter Ranch burn up? What do you see in seeing people speeding 70, 80 miles an hour on one of our streets? What is it? Is it money? Is it a lack of leadership?
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker. Okay. Speaker, your time has expired. We need to move on to the next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to? General so go ahead.
Just general.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Candida, and I am with Save Our Services, and we are asking to ban the restriction on limited time housing rentals, because if you let the people rent the house out, then they can turn around, you guys can get taxes from that, and the funds can go back into the community for the different funding organizations like children's programs, housing, and different things that would help the community better. So by letting people rent out the units, Airbnbs and such as that, then you can collect the taxes from that, and then that money can go towards the housing shortage of homeless housing funding, the programs that are not being funded right now because of the lack of funding. And thank you.
Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'd like to speak on general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, City Council members. My name is Abi Curiel. I'm here to elevate the TGI Wellness and Equity Initiative. Our community has fought long and hard for the right to services and integration into institutions that have historically excluded us. But throughout all of history, one thing has remained true, that when institutions fail us, we are each other's safety nets. We are each other's family. We are each other's support and each other's bridge to knowledge and access. In this city, we are the ones who knows who hires us as trans and gender diverse people. We are the ones who know which organizations, clinics, hospitals are the safest and safer for us. When we experience violence on the street, we are the ones who take care of each other. So it's long overdue that this city and our elected representatives continue investing in our leaders, our knowledge bearers, and those that serve as the bridge to access for our health and safety.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Norma Isabel Virgen, Yvette Villanueva, Leonardo Cabellan, B. Curiel, and Jesse G.
Good
Hola,
morning.
buenas tardes, honorables miembros del concilio. Mi nombre es Edith Narváez y estamos aquí porque sabemos que a todos nos preocupa la asequibilidad de la vivienda.
Housing accessibility. ¿Me permite? Sorry. ¿Me puede recordar su nombre, señora?
Mi nombre es Edith Narváez.
My name is Edith Narvaez, and I am here because a lot of us are worried about housing accessibility. Adelante.
Pero limitar los alquileres a corto plazo
Continúe.
no crea viviendas a largo plazo.
But limiting short-term rentals doesn't create doesn't create solutions long-term, or living spaces long-term. Continúe.
Simplemente elimina una fuente de ingresos clave que podría financiarlas.
It simply eliminates a source of income that could fund them.
Si de verdad queremos solucionar el problema de las personas sin hogar y construir viviendas asequibles,
If we really want to solve the problem of people living on the streets and truly build affordable housing, continúe,
necesitamos dinero.
we need money.
Los ingresos de los alquileres a corto plazo pueden formar parte de esta solución.
And so the income that we get from these short-term rentals, this could be part of the solution.
De forma transparente, responsable y reinvirtiendo en la comunidad.
And be so transparently, responsibly, and it would be a way to reinvest in the community.
Por eso les pedimos que por favor lo tomen en consideración.
And that is why we're asking you today
Gracias.
to please consider this. Thank you.
Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
General comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, buenos dias. My name is Norma Isabel Virgen. I'm from the San Fernando Valley. I am a nurse. I am a member of the Chicano Latino Democrat Club, and I am a organizer for over 3 decades. In the San Fernando Valley, we take pride in practical problem solving. We are asking for we're not asking for a handouts. We are asking for a smart policy regulated short-term rental can help found potholes, repair public safety, and local amenities. Let's stop pretending that saying no, fix anything. Programmatic progress means updating all rules to meet today's challenges. This ordinance is a step in the right direction. This is a common sense issue for the Valley. We have a strong neighborhoods, active homeowners, and plenty of visitors. Why can't we turn that into a regulated revenue? Let's pass this. Thank you for the opportunity. We need money, we need both police, and we need
Thank you, Speaker. Your time
LA
is
is in a crisis.
Next speaker.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good
Item
morning.
6 and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for item 6 and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Thank you. While we know that the offices of the council president is busy selling out the hood and pushing out black communities and brown residents off the Crenshaw corridor, we wish that this office, as the president and the leader of the council, would take for Trans Awareness Month to uplift care for our communities, not just sending money to developers and private interests to continue to gentrify and push out our cities. Thank you to the offices of Councilwoman Hernandez and Heather Hutch for introducing a motion and a proclamation for Trans Awareness Month.
Okay.
Thank you
General
to the
public comment?
Thank you to the communications team of City 13 for seconding, and thank you to the members of Councilmember Park's team for helping us with this resolution as a second as well. For the rest of you, I know that in June, a lot of you had like little pride and rainbow proclamations. I know we're doing the lights next Thursday while all of you are off on your undeserved vacation, but at least for the half of you, over half of you that are up for re-election, this is the moment. We need to move on this now. We cannot wait for March. We cannot wait till next June to the primaries because we may never have this makeup of a city council. So we want to make sure that this city council is uplifting care and opportunity for our community. So City 3, thank you for meeting with us. City 5, thank you for working with the budget to make sure that when we return in the next 2 weeks, that we're moving as part of the unmet needs and the budget priority process. City 10, Monica, we look forward to you standing up with the Latino community and members of the Valley. And City 9, we'll see what's up with that. And then lastly, City 15, every time I email Anissa, I get an out of office. So please let us know who we can meet so that we can move on this. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
Public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. I am Yvette Villanueva on behalf of Women Raise the Game, a nonprofit organization committed to elevating women in sports and entertainment. Today, we are here to ask for your support. As you know, in the next 3 years, Los Angeles will host the World Cup, Super Bowl, and the Olympics. The world is coming to our city, and that means a surge in tourism, opportunity, and economic growth. But right now, our policies are leaving money on the table. A modern short-term rental ordinance could ensure those visitors contribute directly to our city services, our parks, public safety, and neighborhood programs. Let's prepare smartly for the world spotlight by keeping that revenue here in LA. Thank you for your consideration.
Good morning. What would you like to speak to?
General comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Leonardo Kablayan. I'm on the board of the Crenshaw Chamber of Commerce. And short-term rentals bring visitors to neighborhoods that hotels ignore. That means more customers for our local shops, our restaurants, creating more opportunity for local jobs and fueling more minority-owned businesses. Expanding the short-term rental ordinance helps circulate money locally instead of letting it leave our city to corporate hotel companies. Let's give small businesses a fair shot by saying yes to smarter policy. Thank you for your time.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Jennifer, Jim G., Harriet Elliott, Antonio Martinez, Eva Garcia, Veronica, and Cristela.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment, please.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Jesse De La Cruz, founder and executive director of Urbano Strategies, and I'm before you today because we have something important at stake in our community in South LA. The talk of the town has been our city budget, and it has left us at a deficit. As LA prepares to host the Super Bowl, the World Cup, and the Olympics, we have to make sure every community, not just the hotel zone, benefits. Short-term rental give our neighborhoods a chance to share in this prosperity. Saving our city services is about protecting our communities. If our city services are vital, then funding it must be non-negotiable. Without this plan, the lights go out in our streets, in our libraries, and in our schools. So remember this, protect our pay or we all pay. Support the vacation rental revenue plan. Thank you.
I said
Good
in,
morning.
on number 6, I want to say about sensors that Del Monte was an author about directed energy about sensors at Honeywell. That's all I want to say. I'm
okay.
moving on to
You
public
have
comment.
1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Extremely low frequencies, which Del Monte talks about, can penetrate mountains and oceans due to the physics of their propagation, even in their unweaponized form. Virtually nothing, and we mean nothing, can stop them if used as a weapon. By the way, I said that I would talk about what it feels like to be shocked, electrocuted by directed energy. Actually, it's shocking, but my life is worse than that, the pain. And my friend Renee Pittman writes about something that you think the CIA has no control over. Her son-in-law said that he likes the twat, the vagina of his new baby. And she believes that this is CIA because the CIA can make pedophiles of her son-in-law. You think this is unbelievable? Read her book, Renee Pittman. Thank you.
Hola, buenos días. Vengo a hablar comentario
Hello, good
general.
morning.
Mi nombre es Antonio Martínez.
My name is Antonio Martinez, and I'm going to give a public general comment.
Y estoy aquí como representante de Poder Colectivo Comunitario.
And I'm here representing Poder Colectivo Comunitario.
como alguien que escucha a mis vecinas y vecinos y conoce sus necesidades cada día.
As someone who listens to their neighbors and knows their needs every day.
Estoy aquí para decir que ULA sí está funcionando,
I'm here to say that ULA is actually working,
pero los retrasos y las implementaciones inconsistentes por parte de la ciudad la están frenando.
but the delays and the inconsistencies on behalf of the city are affecting the way it functions.
Y esos retrasos afectan a familias reales que están esperando ayuda.
And those delays affect real families that are waiting for the help.
Estamos aquí para asegurar que Los Ángeles no sea solo una ciudad para los ricos,
We're here to say, to support the idea of Los Angeles not being only a city for the rich people,
sino un lugar donde las familias trabajadoras, las personas mayores y los emigrantes sean escuchados.
but a city for working people, seniors, and immigrants to be heard.
Y las comunidades de bajos ingresos puedan vivir con dignidad.
And low-income families should be able to live with dignity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Muy buenos días.
Good
Mi
afternoon.
nombre es Eva García.
Good morning. My name is Era Garcia.
Vengo con Colectivo Poder Comunitario
I'm here with Colectivo Poder Comunitario.
y estoy aquí para hablar del comentario general,
I'm here to give a general public comment
para decirles y recordarles que necesitamos proteger a ULA.
to tell you and remind you that we need to protect ULA.
Al caminar por la vida,
When we walk in life,
cada lucha que hacemos siempre tenemos trabas.
on every fight, we have things that block us.
Con ULA luchamos para que llevara a ganarse por un voto democrático.
With ULA, we fight to be able to win with a democratic vote,
Donde los ricos están pagando impuestos.
where the rich are paying taxes.
Y ahora dicen que ULA no funciona,
And now they say that ULA doesn't work
porque ellos lo están pagando.
because they are paying for that.
Se ganó la medida A y nosotros la estamos pagando en el condado.
Measure A passed, and we're paying for that in the county.
Y nadie ha dicho que no funciona,
And no one has said that it doesn't work
porque la pagamos nosotros, la comunidad,
because we pay for it, the community
de resistencia.
that resists.
Que no lloren y por favor protejan a ULA. Gracias.
Please don't cry and protect ULA.
Good afternoon.
Good
What would you like to
afternoon.
speak to?
Hi, my name is Jennifer Kozak. I would first like to thank Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez of my District 13 for having the courage to push for new regulations prohibiting LAPD from using kinetic energy projectiles, chemical agents against us peaceful protesters and journalists. So for that, I thank you sincerely. Not looking, but that's okay. I truly hope that the rest of you decide to do the right thing and vote in support of these proposed regulations when that time comes here. I find it interesting that Chief McDonald is already raising concerns that this preliminary injunction could, quote, prevent LAPD from addressing people intent on unlawful and violent behavior, and that, quote, the risk of harm to everyone involved increases substantially. If LAPD officers are not able to distinguish the difference between violent behavior and peaceful protests, maybe they need better leadership and better training, which is why I'm calling on all of you to remove Chief McDonald. We need a 2/3 vote. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Haley Coe, Mildred, Daniel Sosa, Ali Barron, and Julius Bryant.
Good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. My name is Lauren Robles, and I'm here today in strong support of the TGI Wellness and Equity Initiative. a necessary investment in TGI-led and TGI-serving community-based organizations. Through my work with the Trans-Latinal Coalition, I have seen and experienced the first-hand barriers that our community faces in accessing housing, healthcare, and safety. This initiative represents a vital step towards addressing those inequities and ensuring that our city invests in community-driven solutions. I respectfully urge the council to support this initiative and affirm the city's commitment to equity, safety, and inclusion for all Angelenos. Thank you.
Good morning, or good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Haley Coe, speaking on behalf of the Right Way Foundation. Community programs are the heart of Los Angeles, mentoring kids, preventing homelessness, and keeping families stable. But those programs can't survive on goodwill alone. They need funding. By responsibly expanding short-term rentals, we can generate ongoing revenue to sustain these efforts. This isn't about more tourists, it's about keeping the social fabric of our neighborhoods intact. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
Thanks, Council. General public comment, please.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
First of all, I would like to thank Councilman Soto Martinez for introducing legislation preventing LAPD from using crowd control weapons against peaceful protesters and journalists. The fact that this body even has to introduce an ordinance like this should tell you everything you need to know. And that is that the fish stinks from the head. Chief Jim McDonnell is not fit for the position as police chief. Chief Jim McDonnell and LAPD have engaged in a campaign of intimidation, assaults, and arrests of peaceful protesters and press since June, and it is unacceptable. LAPD even tear-gassed and brutally assaulted Dodger fans after their World Series win. He is also being influenced by the Trump administration on LAPD personnel decisions, as reported by the LA Times on October 11th. Why is Chief McDonnell answering to the Trump administration on anything? His oath isn't to the Trump administration, it is to the Constitution and to protect and serve the people of Los Angeles. Chief McDonnell must go. Please remove Chief Jim McDonnell from his position as LAPD police chief with a 2/3 vote. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Gerard and Maya Daniels.
Good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
General comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Alexandra Barron, and this is the second time that I've taken off of work to come address you all. I really appreciate that you're giving me your attention right now. Gotta say, it does feel like you're not giving equal amounts of attention to everybody who takes time off to come here and speak. Why I'm here is because I don't think that my local police force should be brutalizing me and my children. I don't think that my neighbors should be scared of people who apparently signed up to serve our communities. No, eye contact, we're all gonna look at me. You're getting paid for this. I'm not. So we're gonna maintain it, thank you. Why do we have somebody in a position of power that doesn't seem to have basic human empathy? I'm a mother to sons, and I don't think that any mom would want their son to do what Chief McDonnell is doing to the people in his city right now. Why are we having to institute rules asking our local police to not hurt us? Do I look like a threat? I don't, because I'm not. I'm a concerned citizen, a mother, I work full-time, and I took off time to be here, and I appreciate you listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Next speaker. Good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
General public comment,
Okay,
please.
so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Juliet Wong, and I'm the training specialist at the Trans-Latinal Coalition. I'm here in strong support of the TGI Wellness and Equity Initiative, a $4 million investment in TGI-led and TGI-serving organizations. I want to start with thanking Councilmember Hernandez and Hutt for their proclamation supporting TGI Awareness Month. I also want to urge the Council to continue the fight and go further by supporting the TGI community through the budget. At the coalition, I work with a lot of TGI folks who are unhoused, and even though TGI people are disproportionately unhoused, only 2 out of 182 shelters in all of Los Angeles County are open specifically to TGI people. I've talked to many of my TGI clients who said they're discriminated or attacked in general shelters because of their identity, and only 20% of shelters in LA have received TGI 101 training. Examples like these are why it's so important to fund TGI-led and TGI-serving organizations LA through the TGI Wellness and Equity Initiative. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I would like to call up Jared Farrell.
Good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
Public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
All right, good afternoon, council members. My name is Kate Gonzalez, and I reside in District 10. I'm here to speak in support of the TGI Wellness and Equity Initiative for $4 million investment in TGI-led and TGI-serving community-based organizations. The Trans-Latina Coalition and community members have asked the City of Los Angeles to make meaningful investments in the lives of trans, gender-expansive, and intersex people throughout the city. The TGI community has long faced criminalization and discrimination, and now more than ever, in the light of escalating federal administration's attacks on our community rights to gender-affirming care and fundamental freedoms, it is essential that we raise awareness and stand in solidarity. As the local and state and national levels, TGI people continue to experience disproportionate rates of homelessness, violence, and lack of access to essential services. Funding TGI-led and TGI-serving organizations to care for our community is vital to advance equity and align with city initiatives towards more inclusive Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker. Good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
My name is Maya Daniels. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm the local policy initiatives organizer for the Trans-Latina Coalition. Thank you to council members Hernandez and Hutt for publicly recognizing Trans Awareness Month. Thank you also to council members Soto Martinez and Park for seconding. I truly do appreciate the solidarity and allyship that you model for everyone around you. Anytime that our community is uplifted for their contributions, fights against negative attacks and hate speech. Again, if you don't do anything for the trans, gender-expansive, and intersex people within this federal administration, please pass the TGI Wellness and Equity Initiative. Fund the organizations that hold the political will to protect our trans and immigrant families. Do it now so that we can swiftly implement sustainable avenues to provide life-altering services and programs. As the federal government cuts funding for programs like EBT and SNAP benefits and homelessness prevention services. Allow us a chance to protect our people. Thank you.
Good afternoon. What would you like to speak to?
General comment.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jared Farrell with the Save Our Services Coalition, and I'm really here today to urge fiscal responsibility. We're facing a major revenue shortfall, and yet we're leaving millions on the table by over-restricting short-term rentals. Cities around the world, like San Diego and Austin, are using smart regulations to capture tax revenue while maintaining neighborhood balance. We can do the same. Let's make policy based on numbers, not fear, and use this income to strengthen Los Angeles for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That concludes public comment for today's meeting. Madam Clerk, what's before us? No, you don't disrupt the meeting. We have... Madam Clerk, what's before us?
Mr. President, item number 6 is next, and that was called special for Mr. Price.
Mr.
Item
Price is
6.
going to recuse.
Members of the public comment has been closed. We need to finish the rest of the items. So if you continue to disrupt the meeting, then you may be subject to Rule 7 and Rule 12. All right. So the person in the black shirt in the center aisle, please do not continue to disrupt this meeting. This is your individualized warning.
All right.
Okay, so again, everybody who's yelling out, that includes the woman in the black baseball jacket on the left and the brown hat, please do not disrupt this meeting.
All right, Madam Clerk. Mr. Price is recused, so item 6 is before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Council has motions for posting a referral.
They're posted and referred.
That clears the desk, sir.
All right. Mr. City Attorney, there are 2 people yelling that we order it removed. Yes, we're ordering them removed. We do.
Okay, members of the public, we are about to move on to adjourning motions. So, and I believe the council president has ordered the 2 members of the public who were previously warned excluded from the meeting. So please exit so we can move on to adjourning motions. Thank you. Okay, the person in purple, this is your first and only formal warning near the center of the aisle. Please do not disrupt the rest of this meeting. We're trying to move on to adjourning motions. Mr. Candido, this is your first and formal, yes, hello, thank you for acknowledging it. Again, we're trying to move on to the adjourning motions part of the meeting. I understand that there are more people who'd like to speak, but we're past that. Public comment has been closed. So if you are not here for adjourning motions, or well.
At Mr. Candido's request, I'm ordering him excluded from this meeting pursuant to Rule 7. We'll see you next time, Mr. Candido. Isn't this person already removed with the beige beanie who was allowed to speak actually and no one interrupted her while she was speaking? That person? All right. Announcements, members? Councilmember Park.
As we know, we are expecting major storm activity throughout the weekend, and so I wanted to take a minute to remind folks about the evacuation warnings and orders that have already been issued because of the increased risk of debris flow, mudslides, and flooding in the burn scar areas, particularly in our canyon and hillside communities. Evacuation warnings have actually been in place since Thursday for the entire Palisades burn scar area, from Topanga Canyon to Mandeville Canyon, from the ridge line of the Santa Monica Mountains all the way down to PCH. Topanga Boulevard is closed from PCH to Granville and is going to reopen depending on weather conditions. About 120 addresses in the burn scar are currently receiving evacuation orders, with LAPD knocking on the doors now. They're out in the fields letting folks know. Those are the highest risk areas near the burn scar, and that includes Rivas Canyon and Rustic Creek, Sullivan Canyon, Mandeville Canyon, portions of the Upper Highlands, Castellamare, and Sunset Mesa near the Getty Villa. as well as portions of Palisades Drive and Upper Marquez. We are very, very concerned about the risks of flooding and mudslides, so I just want to caution everyone, if you are under a mandatory evacuation order, those are not given lightly. There are very, very serious risks, and those are properties that we have identified particularly as high risk. So please follow all directions that you're being given, and as things progress, if any of these additional warnings escalate into orders, we will let folks know. I will certainly put that out on my social media. I also would really ask folks to exercise extra caution when driving through these areas, especially in our hillside and canyon communities and along PCH. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you so much for that important announcement, Councilmember Park, and we ask that everyone heed the warnings that have already been put out. Additionally, there isn't probably a good reason at all to go to any of the burn areas in the county this weekend, given the rains that we're facing today, tomorrow, and through the weekend. So with that, any other announcements, members? All right, I'll ask everyone in the chambers to rise for adjourning motions. Any adjourning motions to my left? Adjourning motions to my right? Councilmember Park?
Thank you one more time. Colleagues, it is with deep sadness and profound respect that I ask that we adjourn today in memory of Sister Joanna Carroll, who passed away on October 24th after a long illness. For 23 years, Sister Joanna served as Loyola Marymount University's campus minister for spiritual direction. In her capacity as campus minister, Sister Jo, as she was lovingly called, touched the lives of thousands, offering guidance, comfort, and a loving connection. On the occasion of her retirement in 2022, her friends and colleagues shared that one of Sister Jo's many gifts was seeing the divine in everyone she met. One colleague said, "I always feel better about myself after I spend a moment with Sister Jo. She sees me the way I wish I could see myself." Sister Joanna is the heart of our campus ministry and represents the best of our spiritual traditions. Her roots are in Southern California. She grew up as one of 6 children in Compton, where she attended Our Lady of Victory Elementary School. After graduating from Mount St. Mary's College with her BA in Child Development, she joined the Sisters of St. Joseph of Orange. With 2 decades in service in Catholic elementary schools, her ministry included roles as a teacher, vice principal, and religion program director for the music ministry. She served as a vocational director for the Sisters of St. Joseph before transitioning into spiritual direction ministry at LMU. Even in illness, she expressed gratitude for the love and support she received from the LMU community. Mass of the Resurrection will take place in the CSJ Sacred Heart Chapel in Orange on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 at 10:30. I think we've already missed that moment. There's going to be a lunch and a burial at 1:30 at Holy Sepulchre Cemetery in Orange. Memorial Mass for tickets next Tuesday? Next Tuesday. The Memorial Mass is going to be celebrated in LMU's Sacred Heart Chapel on Saturday, the 22nd, which is St. Cecilia's feast day at 10:30 in the morning. In lieu of flowers, donations are encouraged to the CSJ Center for Reconciliation and Justice in her memory. Please keep Sister Jo, her family, friends, the many LMU students, alumni, and colleagues who benefited from her wise counsel, and her sisters in your thoughts and prayers. May she rest in peace.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Park. All right, members, I asked that we adjourn with a heavy heart in the memory of one Sean Price, a remarkable young man who we lost this past October. Sean was born in March of 2008 to Brittany Walker and Marlon Price, who are with us today. He was Brittany's firstborn son and the second oldest of her 4 children. Sean carried the titles of Big Brother and Little Brother with honor. He was widely admired for his generous spirit and unwavering commitment to help others and a deep passion for learning. He especially loved being around horses, where he found what he called his favorite trio: peace, freedom, and joy. Sean's life faced challenges faced life challenges with extraordinary courage. He lived with epilepsy and a chromosome deletion. Still, through it all, he demonstrated a strength and resilience far beyond his years. He dreamed of a life free from seizures and medications, but never let those challenges define him or slow him down. He lived each and every day to his fullest. He was deeply involved in his community, volunteered to feed people experiencing homelessness, and was known among his classmates for his kindness and willingness to lend a hand. He dreamed of graduating high school in 2027 and attending college, starting his own business, and one day visiting Missouri. He found joy in the simplest pleasures, like shooting pool, swimming, playing Monopoly, racing friends, or zipping around on his scooter. He infused every moment with energy, laughter, and joy. His love of music was as vibrant as his personality. From gospel and oldies to Tupac and Bruno Mars and country and western, his playlists reflected the joy and depth he carried within his soul. One of his favorite films, Roll Bounce, perfectly captured his fun-loving spirit. Every step of his educational journey, Sean left a mark and a trail of warmth, laughter, and connection at all of his schools, from Playa Vista, Kentwood, Horseman, Crenshaw, and Granada Hills Charter. He held a special place in his heart for his teachers and his classmates who shaped those precious school years. He was equally proud of his job at the school cafe and excited to earn his first paycheck and take his first step towards independence. He also recently joined the wrestling team and was discovering a new passion through the equestrian program. His faith in God was his guiding light. It gave him the strength to heal. It gave him strength through his health battles and hope for the future. He was indeed a young man filled with heart, promise, and purpose. He leaves behind a loving family, including his two parents who are with us today, devoted friends, and a community that will forever cherish his memories. So I ask that this council adjourn in the memory of Sean, whose courage, compassion, and joyful spirit will continue to inspire each and every person he ever met. May he rest in power. And with that, we're adjourned. Thank you all so much.
If water pipes are damaged, turn off the main water valve. Be sure not to flush the toilet until you know if the sewage lines are intact. If you have to shelter in place for a long time, assess your water sources. You can use water from ice cubes, your plumbing, as long as you turn off the shutoff valve before using, or your switched off water heater. Do not drink water from the reservoir tank of your toilet, pool, or spa. Use this water for sanitary purposes only. You can also purify water with bleach with the right ratio. After adding bleach, stir the container and let it stand for 30 minutes before drinking. You now have some basic knowledge to safely respond during and after an emergency.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, LA City Rec and Parks, and LA Public Works gathered to celebrate the reopening of the Verdugo Hills Pool. Completed renovations mean that the pool is now a year-round public amenity for Angelenos.
We're here in the beautiful community of Tujunga in Council District 7, celebrating the reopening of the Verdugo Hills Pool.
3, 2, 1.
Please, a big round of applause for our city family. It's really special that everyone here now gets to enjoy this year-round facility with renovated bathhouse, the pool redone, all the state-of-the-art equipment that helps make sure that it's clean and operational and safe. It's a beautiful facility, and I love that it's maintained its architectural history while being modernized and having some of the beautiful amenities that everyone can enjoy.
It's just going to bring so much opportunity for our community members. We're going to have amazing swim lessons, amazing program for both youth and adults. So we're just super excited to have this turn from a seasonal pool to a year-round pool. So we'll have programming here on a year-round basis.
I grew up down the street in the community of Tujunga, and we have the Verdugo Hills, the YMCA. So this is the second edition of a local community pool to the people of Tujunga. This is open, it is free, accessible to the people of Los Angeles and the surrounding community. So we here at the Board of Public Works want to help uplift this pool and make sure that all of our families and our children are able to access the pool.
The importance of swimming pools in communities is about making sure that people learn water safety. We have important swim lessons that are provided here, the exercise and therapy, especially for the elderly population. Sometimes just swimming is much easier on our bodies. So you're talking about much better physical fitness. And let's be honest, we live in the San Fernando Valley. Who doesn't need a swimming pool in the San Fernando Valley? So all of those things are really important. I mean, here we are almost in November and it's pretty hot. I'm almost ready to jump in the pool. So it's just an important amenity for every neighborhood to have access to.
Given LA traffic, you have to acknowledge that school bus drivers in the city deserve an A grade. And it's the California Highway Patrol which examines school buses to make sure that they are also up to standard.
We're at the Los Angeles Unified School District Bus Yard, and we're here to highlight school bus safety awareness.
From San Pedro to Silmar, from East LA to West LA. So we covered a little over 700 miles. These drivers are dealing with all the traffic, the obstacles that they go through on a daily basis, and as you're aware, LA traffic is one of the worst traffics in the country. So due to that, I think it's amazing what our drivers do. We have one of the best records in the nation.
It is the responsibility of the CHP to make sure that school buses are safe. We have to inspect school buses every year on an annual basis. We have special motor carrier officers who do that.
Everything is securely mounted, nothing's falling off.
I'm a motor carrier specialist, and what I do for work is I inspect commercial vehicles for safety compliance. And in school buses in particular, I'm here today to do an annual certification for the school buses, which requires me to inspect it for mechanical, anything from brakes, lights, tires, wheels, suspension, including the interior of the vehicle, which is the seating of those school pupils, emergency exits, child safety alert system, and I'm going to make sure that everything is in compliance with statutory and regulatory requirements.
So in the morning, while all the drivers are doing their vehicle inspections, I walk through the yards, make sure, one, that they're doing a vehicle inspection, which is required by law, and two, if they have any questions to ask.
I take this job serious. I make sure everything is in compliance the way it should be. I make sure that the drivers that are driving these vehicles are qualified to drive these vehicles, and they're not being over hours, and they're not operating these vehicles while they're impaired in any way. So that's part of my job, is to make sure that everybody in this vehicle and around the vehicle is safe.
Being in a school bus is the safest way to get to school. However, the most dangerous moments are when you pick up and drop off the kids. And so we want people who are driving near school buses to remember that if they see that school bus sign fling out and those lights start flashing, they need to stop. And that's not just one direction, that's both directions on the street. If you pass a school bus when that stop sign is out and the lights are flashing, that can result in a large fine, but also can suspend your license for a year. So it's really important not just to you, but to our community to be driving safely.
From activities to encouraging movement and developing sporting skills, the city's coaches are key figures in every community. The recent Coach LA Summit saw over 700 coaches gather at LA's Coliseum to keep their own skills up to date.
Today we're at the Coliseum, really honoring our coaches. Over 2 days, we'll be having activities and trainings for over 700 coaches.
I know that the coaches are the backbone of our Rec and Parks facilities. They help raise our children, they help adults stay active, they help our seniors to stay connected. And so anything that we can do to help them up their game helps everyone in the city.
It's a special day because we're kicking off day one with LA Rec and Parks, reintroducing the 3 Bs, be ready, belong, and be better. This is something we've been working along with Nike and LA Rec and Parks with for a few years now. It's a part of a 10-year commitment to helping build a coaching division within LA Rec and Parks.
Coaches are what matters, and so we hope that the information that they get here and all the training that we're going to provide, we want to make sure that they take that information, take it back to their youth, encourage them, motivate them, and let them become better human beings, right? And who knows, they may want to be a coach, they may become that star athlete, but it really starts from the coach. So we're super excited about this event.
Today we're going to have a very interactive training. We're going to have Rec and Parks folks moving around. They're going to kind of get to know each other a little bit. They're going to do a lot of activities.
We broke up into groups and then doing silly activities that kind of get you out of the whole mindset of being a little self-conscious about yourself.
We're going to be down on the field for a video presentation on the brain. We're going to talk about how the brain impacts stress and trauma and how it impacts them as coaches, but also how it impacts the kids in the community that they work with.
The first thing I think was very educational was the brain development, the aspect of how we psychologically impact the development of each child's brains.
Coaching is important. Coaching matters. Your coach can be your first real adult friend, it can be your first real adult relationship, but it can also be the person that sets you on the right path. And if we take coaching more seriously, the more we'll impact young people through activity, movement, and sport.
It's just inspiring. It's inspiring how people care, and what it comes down to is the strength of the Rec and Parks department. It's every coach, every rec center, every director, they all care.
The growth that you see with the kids in the program and how you impact their day-to-day, it actually changes you as an individual.
Sport is important. It can be such a healer for young people, and that's what we're all about at CSUS, but we need coaches to do it properly. We need to be intentional about how we impact young people, and that's why sport is so important, how coaches are going to actually help build youth sport to be this healing property that it can be, especially for the kids in LA. They've been through a lot over the last few years, from COVID to fires to ice raids. We need sport and movement. We need our kids out and moving and having a good time. Coaches are going to be the ones that do that for them. We're going to be the ones that help coaches do it the right way.
So if anyone wants to join us and become a coach with the department or have their children join the Play LA program, please visit our website at laparks.org.
The LA City Emergency Management Department states that fire season is year-round in Southern California and reminds Angelenos to be aware, prepare, and stay safe. Wildland area communities are urged to take extra precautions as wildfires are often fueled by dry vegetation and high winds. In case evacuation is necessary, the Ready, Set, Go program is designed to protect you with the 6 Ps. Keep in mind, people and pets, payment cards and cash, papers, prescriptions, pictures, and personal devices. For more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/ LAWA.org/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, LAWA, recently held its aviation career days at Los Angeles International Airport and Van Nuys Airport. LAWA works with business and community partners to give local students the opportunity to explore careers in aviation. The career days featured airlines, law enforcement, construction firms, flight schools, and commercial aircraft, which were open for viewing. In addition, students who visited Van Nuys Airport were able to see the firefighting Super Scoopers. According to LAWA, the events saw close to 2,000 high school students take airfield tours, engage with experts, and learn more about careers in aviation. For more information, visit lawa.org/news-releases. The Los Angeles Zoo is celebrating the birth of a new baby orangutan, the first at the zoo in almost 15 years. The Bornean orangutan, a boy, arrived on October 10th and can now be seen with mom and dad at the Red Ape Rainforest. According to the zoo, orangutans have the longest interbirth interval of all non-human primates. They care for each infant for 7 to 8 years before another is born. The International Union for Conservation of Nature considers the Bornean orangutan to be critically endangered due to climate change and habitat loss. For more information, visit lazoo.org.
Saluting the veterans, the Los Angeles Fire Department spotlighted its members who are also Marines. For Veterans Day, we meet Nicholas Darcy, who wears 2 uniforms, serving as both a firefighter paramedic and a U.S. Marine.
So I definitely take great pride in wearing both uniforms. I didn't think I would still be in the Marine Corps after 24 years. There aren't very many of us on the fire department that are still actively in the reserves. In the Marine Corps, I'm Master Gunnery Sergeant Nicholas Darcy. I've been in the Marines for 24 years now. Did 5 years active duty, been in the reserves ever since. And then on the fire department, it's firefighter paramedic, and I've been on the fire department since 2007, so about almost going on 19 years. And right now I am assigned to disaster response section with the urban search and rescue. I grew up in Castaic, a little town outside of Santa Clarita, and being outside as much as I did kind of gave me the reason why I wanted to become a Marine. So I default to Operation Iraqi Freedom because that's most memorable of my deployments, obviously going to Iraq. In Iraq, we were doing convoys, a lot of convoys. We were doing a lot of protection of diplomats, the ambassador, generals, stuff like that. Through Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, our other missions that we did was shipboarding. We probably boarded a dozen ships that were suspected Al-Qaeda ships, and we would search them with other branches of the military and deem who was a terrorist and who wasn't, and then just escorting ships through very dangerous waters. As far as how it impacted me, I would say it gave me a great appreciation and deeper love for our nation, our military, and deep down pride of what I was doing and helping people. So Marine Corps definitely sets us up for success. What we do in the Marines is very parallel to the fire department. We're working as a team, following orders, respecting people's experience above me. The fire department and the military is not about age, it's not about rank per se, it's about your experience as well. And there's many people out there that, have a lot to learn from. So bringing that over to the fire department was just natural progression. And then just the fire department, it's such a great organization. Working in LA, working for LAFD in particular, I couldn't ask for 2 better careers, 2 better paths, and they take great care of me. I mean, the fire department allows me to do this. If it wasn't for the support of the Los Angeles City Fire Department, I wouldn't be able to even maintain this career with the Marine Corps. So Veterans Day, for me, goes back to way before I was in the Marine Corps. My grandfather, he was a Pearl Harbor survivor. He was at Pearl Harbor when it was bombed. So when he passed away, between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, those holidays mean a lot because we've had an interesting history in America as far as, how each veteran has been recognized and how our, the public perceived them. And, we've had times where they were, heroes, and we've had times, that people weren't recognized as well, like Vietnam era. So if you know a veteran, whether you thank him or just give him a pat or a hug, they do appreciate it, especially the older veterans that might not have felt that love when they got out of the service. For me, showing that love and respect and honoring those people that came before me and the ones that are still serving, and teaching my children that respect, it means a lot to me. And I hope that everybody else can show them that respect.
Continuing our salute to veterans who are members of the city family. While he now works as an LA Police Department motorcycle officer, Enrique Monreal reflects on his time in the U.S. Army and how his experiences there shaped his appreciation for his work now.
I knew I wanted to be a police officer, but I wasn't eligible since I was only 18 at the time. I had completed high school, went to college momentarily, but I found it rather difficult at the time. So I knew that the police department had mentioned how it was paramilitary, if you will, so I thought to join. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I joined the Army in 1999 when I deployed to Afghanistan in February of 2002. After the attacks on 9/11, a lot of that training that I had gone through, I was able to not only work alongside some very courageous individuals, it also taught me loss, because unfortunately, that was the first time I had experienced a loss of a comrade, Sergeant Stephen Checo, who was my team leader. The realism of that event had always instilled in me a importance to camaraderie and realistic training, as well as to live every day as if it's your last. Well, I joined the police department in 2011, and I think I share this with a lot of other police officers, where it's a calling that dates back to when you were a child, perhaps. Joining in 2011, I found myself in the career that I truly always wanted, becoming a motorcycle police officer. Veterans Day is a chance for those who perhaps need resources, or those who just need a pat on the back, or even just recognizing our soldiers and sailors, airmen, as well as our Marines and Coast Guard, to be recognized for their service.
Our Veteran Spotlight moves to the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, where Janice Quinones is both Chief Executive Officer and Chief Engineer. Her leadership experience was enhanced through her service as a commander in the U.S. Coast Guard.
My military service in the Coast Guard has been instrumental in who I am as a leader. Serving the community of Puerto Rico, being a Puerto Rican in the U.S. Coast Guard was extremely humbling and a very proud moment. We're an island, so the ocean, the shoreline, all of the vessel traffic, that all is managed by the Coast Guard. And so I have a different connection outside of just being a resident, really understanding the importance of marine vessels into the economy of the island, the protection of the systems, the ecosystem, and also managing emergencies. Being in the Caribbean, we were hit with multiple hurricanes, earthquakes, you name it. We managed almost every emergency in the book. So the Coast Guard is a very small service. It has less than 40,000 active duty members. It's smaller than the New York Police Force. And because we're small, we get to do a lot of different things. I was a direct commission engineer, so I was able to commission as an officer because of my engineering background. And I started my career doing engineering inside one of their big boats, like 400-footer boat. I was in the engine room and also in the electrical division and just running the systems, the main propulsion and the electrical division, all of the generation. I also did emergency management for most of my career, so I was in the fire team for the helicopter operations. I was managing fire repair lockers for main space fires on the ship. I was working with large teams in Deepwater Horizon to clean shoreline after the oil spill. And the last deployment was the Operations Allies Welcome, which was when the Afghanistan left Afghanistan, and I had to create morale welfare teams. I had to create an education system so they learned the language, they learned how to assimilate to the culture in the U.S., managing abuse of humans, like kids and women. And so every assignment was something new to learn and something new to do. Overall, the Coast Guard's always here to do a good job and do a good mission. And I think that every day that I woke up, I was very proud to wear the uniform because what we were doing mattered in a very positive way. It just keeps adding to who you are as a human and as a professional, right? So coming in DWP, understanding our maturity and emergency management and how do we get the department ready for climate change and the things that we're seeing. We know that emergencies are coming more frequently and with higher impact, and so emergency management of the past has become our new blue sky operations and trying to get our organization to be ready for whatever comes our way while we still have big goals like LA 100 clean energy transition, 70% local water, and managing day-to-day operations. Veterans Day is a super important day to recognize the sacrifices of all of the service members that have some pay the ultimate sacrifice to defend our Constitution and our freedom. In the US, most veterans are volunteers. They chose to do this. They weren't mandated to do this. And without them, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we experience here in the US. So it is a really important day for the people to recognize the importance of the service members and for the service members to feel very proud and honored for their service. I would say to all my veterans, thank you for your service. I am very appreciative for your sacrifice, and I hope that you remember the good.